Hey everybody, welcome to A Dark and Hungry God Arises. It is our Tuesday D&D stream. We are bringing it to you a little early because life is getting in the way. So here we go. Real quick, some announcements. Thanks for the follow. Nice. We got a resub and a follow before we even got started. That is awesome. Yes, Rick has stopped talking so we can start. Thank you for yelling at him, chat.
What? Come on, man.
Here's some quick announcements. This weekend is a D20 Connects charity stream for Extra Life. Me, Lundy, Rick, we're all going to be participating over the course of the weekend. Rick and Alex are going to be throwing some one-shots at you, and we are going to be running with our normal schedule, but we will be promoting Extra Life, asking you to donate to that fantastic charity that loves to help Children's Miracle Network. And we're going to be hosting the other streamers and podcasters that are participating in the event as well. So please come by and get ready to give some love and maybe some funds to a very worthwhile cause. I am also currently playing on Thursday nights in a game at twitch.tv/vanishxzone with DM Matthew. He is an awesome dungeon master. He has a really fun story. It is a sweet old school style dungeon crawl. And I get to play Brukazak, the big, angry lizard folk fighter barbarian. He's arrogant, but he's a good guy at heart. Come check that out on Thursdays. It's a lot of fun. And as you know, we are here playing D&D every day of the week, other than Thursdays and Sundays. And so come check us out. Don't forget to go to Big Lundy's Twitch channel and Rick's Twitch channel to give them some love as well, as they host a ton of D&D content also. But let the players introduce themselves and their characters, and we will get started. Alex?
Hello, everybody! I'm Alex, also known as Big Lundy on Twitch and Twitter and such, and I am going to be playing the young, impressionable, naive, but starting to understand some of the harsh truths about the world, Vaseer, way of the astral monk, astral self, should say, monk subclass, awesome. Yeah, and he just cannot wait to reunite with Luna.
Oh. Hey, what's up? My name is Kim, and I will be playing Mirth, the Tiefling Bard / Warlock, who is very excited to have finally unlocked the power to communicate with things that are far beyond this world.
Nor?
Or I'll be playing Sharkbite. The party is Lizard Folk, who's been having a lot of awesome moments lately. And there you go.
Hi, I'm David. I'm playing Angus O'Galvin, the party's revived rogue, who has just had a encounter with Lark from the Wednesday group, and is now trying to figure out how one of his past lives made a deal with an arch-fae. So that's something new to worry about.
That leaves you, Loop.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're allowed to talk now.
I'm allowed to talk now? That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. My name is Rick. I'm the Loophole King. I will be playing Sarani, the wandering, avenging Shambhalid, who is a ranger druid and has decided that maybe his anger is getting the best of him for some reason and should probably calm down some, but is not really sure on how to do that.
And I am the Mark Knight. I am your Dungeon Master. Today, most days, when we last left off, our heroes had taken some time of rest in a nearby clearing with a wild pumpkin vine and some mysterious stones. As the stone giants in the field continued to rebuild these structures. The stone giants now sit resting as they each awake from their slumber, having taken their nightly watches. And perhaps Angus has a little more on his mind than the day before. Um,
Waking up, doing my usual morning exercises, I'll note that Angus is kind of just sitting around, smoking, thinking, being a lot more introspective than he usually is. And Vaseer will kind of jog up to him and just kind of go, "Hey, Angus, are you okay? Everything good? Was the ritual yesterday a bit much?"
It was, but that's not what I'm worried about. I had a visitor during the night.
Fun visitor or bad visitor?
Hard to say. She doesn't seem hostile, but she was here as a representative of the Fae, so kind of hard to tell. Her name's Lark. She's from Ravenreach, so she's taken a message back to check with the mother of the Temple of Thundra to see if Luna's message got through. We might have the Feywild Orb and the Spider Silk.
Oh, good. Are those in Ravenreach then, or?
Yeah, apparently she knows
Awesome.
somebody who has them. She knew Archie, the tailor that the Marquis told me about. So we need to be able to cast sending to her, which means we need Luna.
Well, Luna's going to be meeting us at the monastery, so that shouldn't be a problem.
I have sending.
Since when?
Since weeks ago, actually.
Well, I don't really think it's all that necessary. Luna's supposed to meet with us at the monastery. We're going to go there, collect our feathers.
Well, when did she tell you to send to her?
She said in about 24 hours, so sometime this evening would be best.
Oh, okay.
I did say that we might be able to arrange somebody to pick it up on our behalf. We could maybe send word to Trust and see if he can arrange a night in the area to make the collection and bring it back.
Certainly can. Mirth would have woken up slightly early, and then he went down to the river and kind of took off his boots and swished his feet around in the water, and plied his hand to the surface, making the water dance and shift around his hands and coalesce into small mystical creatures above the water, and then he'd freeze them and they fall back into the river and drift downriver. And he has a little smile on his face, and he seems to be observing the flowers a lot more today.
What's Sarani up to this morning?
Sarani is still a tree. Sarani stayed up with the stone giants and made sure that their work went efficiently and quietly. So he is just resting, and he's near the water. He'd be over here down by where Mirth is. You'd notice an extra tree. Okay, I'm getting an error when I tried to move my token.
Strange. Let's pull a new one on. Oh, that's weird. It won't even let me delete it.
Maybe I do have to restart it. Or give me a.
Oh, wait. It might be on my end.
I'm getting the same error.
Hold on,
It's probably
it might be on my
yeah.
end. Give me a second. We are experiencing technical difficulties. Give us one moment. we are back. Sorry about that. Thank you for the follow, Mesa Black 363. Thank you so much for following. All right. So Angus has told you the about the meeting with Lark and the letter received, and the stone giants seem placid today, and all of the arches are rebuilt. You still have a long road ahead until you reach the monastery.
Before we end up leaving this morning, I'll go ahead and say do a quick prayer in front of the arches that the stone giants have rebuilt. I'm not entirely certain what the point of these things are, but I'm certain that they mean something important to somebody.
Did do the stone giants have any small stone token of their god?
Yes, they have carved one for you. And one of the stone giants beckons you over after Vaseer's prayer. And he says, "The carver under the mountains will hear what you have said." And he pulls out a tiny, for him, token for Mirth, placing it down in front of you, kind of holding it out on the tip of one finger, balancing it there. It is just large enough to fit a necklace if you would want to put it on that. It is a incredibly skilled, tiny, exact replica of the large block of stone that they had placed before you the day before.
I will thank him and use a mage hand to kind of get it from his grip. And I will, at some point during the day, I'll probably refit it to fit a necklace.
Okay. He bows his head to you. "May the dream world not shift too heavily for all of you as you continue on your journey. And for you, tiny dreamer from below, remember the words that we have spoken. Seek peace and not rage."
Thank you.
I just kind of walk up to Sarani and just kind of nudge him in the side a little bit. That's a lot to say for some guys that were throwing rocks at some people for stealing food from them. You know what I mean?
Shall we be on?
My only concern is if there is a possibility that we will encounter other goblinoid forces. It's not a guarantee, but I can try to summon the spirit of the one we killed. I can't guarantee what I'll get, but there's a possibility I could steal the language from him, at least for a little while. It could help us parlay if we need to.
I don't think they're in the mood to parley. From the information we gathered, they are not going to listen. If the underlings are that rude, then their leader is probably as vicious as they are.
But having at least one of us who can possibly speak Goblin might help us circumvent them, at the very least. Present ourselves as wayward allies, part of a different unit they're not aware of. They must have mercenaries that they employ. We could pretend to be a band of them.
That does seem wise. Very well.
If you can, with no ill effects, go for it. I'm going to get my horse summoned.
Sarani, if you could bind me during the process, the spirit will enter my body. I cannot guarantee that he won't attempt to harm you if he recognizes you as a threat.
Very well. I will. Do you need to be near the body?
I'll need to establish physical contact. Let me get settled. I'll find a comfortable position. And so Angus kneels down, sort of cradles the hobgoblin's head on his lap,
Okay.
and just has his hands pressed and ready to try to initiate the contact, and waits for Sarani to sort of wrap some of his retributive vines around his upper arms to sort of hold him in place.
Yeah, I'm going to use some of my rope to wrap around Angus's, starting at the ankles and wrap all the way past the knees and tie those off. And then I will stand behind Angus and wrap my vines around him and then attempt to root if I can.
Okay. You root yourself. If he attempts to break free of your grapple, you will have, or from being restrained, you will have advantage on the check. This is not something you will always be able to do, but because you are like preparing with a willing captive,
Yes.
you're able to.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You're able to be ready.
I have only done this once before, so I'm not 100% sure entirely how it works, but it seems that the spirit struggles to maintain its hold here in the material plane if you ask it questions, interrogate it. If you need to drive it out of me as quickly as possible, a quick barrage of questions should be enough.
Very well.
And I guess we'll place his hands on the sort of sides of the hobgoblin's face, sort of breathe deep for a minute, and then his head snaps back. He lets out like a shaky exhale of breath, and when he looks back down, his eyes are just a milky, cloudy white, and his sort of posture slumps and changes and takes on the more sort of the posture of a soldier, and a sort of scowl appears on his face when he looks up and sees. When his voice speaks, it is the voice of the hobgoblin.
You ask the questions.
Sorry.
I think Sarani has asked you to ask Angus the questions now that he is the spirit of a hobgoblin inside of him.
Oh. What's the name of the lordling you serve right now?
If the hobgoblin...
The specific text for the spell Speak with Dead specifies that if it recognizes you as somebody hostile to it, it doesn't necessarily answer truthfully, so it fully might at this point just sort of flat out go, I'm not telling you that.
Okay.
Wasn't expecting reliable intel out of this. I'm just hoping to roll well.
I'll give you some I'll give you some bits of information through the Foundry chat, and you can roleplay out the answers.
If needed, I don't know if it goes off visual cues since he's technically dead, but I could disguise self. But I'm guessing if he's a spirit, he'd recognize by just like presence.
Probably.
Fool. I already told you, we serve the Iron Shadow.
Iron Shadow, right. I think I remember that.
Okay.
Is that just like, I don't know, big war chief hobgoblin? Is that kind of how it works?
Mark, I have the book on goblins and a pretty good history check. Would I know anything about a hobgoblin Iron Shadow and what it is?
Go ahead and make a history check.
Right, I can do that. Ah, shit. I think reloading the Foundry. mixed up my Beyond 20, so I'll roll it manually. 25.
You know that there are rumors of goblinoids in who trained in martial combat, similar to the way that Vaseer's Monastery would train, and that their order was known as the Iron Shadows. But a specific the Iron Shadow, you don't know anyone of, like, if there was anyone who has been labeled with that title.
Okay.
Thanks, Luke.
I'll share it. It seems to be a subsect of sort of the hobgoblins.
The Iron Shadow is our leader. He will kill you all.
Lovely.
Okay. I don't think he's going to be able to manage it. I mean, unless he's tougher than an aboleth?
It might very well be. We don't know. What are you looking for in this area?
Why do you keep asking me things that I have already told you? We were low on provisions, supplies. Food is scarce lately.
That's true.
How many are in your band that serves the Iron Shadow?
More than enough to ensure your demise.
So is that like hundreds or thousands or...
Yes.
Okay.
And Angus's head snaps back again. And he lets out the same shaky exhale, and when he looks back down, he's like blinking, and his eyes have returned to normal. Okay, that was weird. Strangely, that thing felt better inside me than it did when Michael's spirit was in there. So maybe it's getting easier, or maybe Michael was just a real piece of shit.
Or just maybe both.
And I'm going to roll on the table to see if I pick up anything from the spirit.
I don't know what that gives you.
Yeah, I'm just opening it up on 5e tools because I don't have it with me.
I think that might be the save proficiency one. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I get proficiency in a saving throw.
From the creature, one that it's proficient in. Is that it?
Presumably, yeah, because it's meant to be like the idea that it's the spirit. So yeah, something that the.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that would either be sort of strength or constitution.
Yeah, I'll tell you in a sec.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I wanted the language.
Hey, Mert, do you know a lot about hobgoblins?
You know what? I'll spend my inspiration so he can re-roll that.
Okay, that's fine. You know what? You're spending inspiration. I will just give him Hobgoblin, since you are spending an inspiration to have him roll a d3. So you can just have Hobgoblin.
Thank you.
Yep.
I don't use it often, but this seems like a really good chance to use it.
True.
Although when I need to make my death save later, I'll probably regret not having it.
Why would you have to make a death save later? I don't understand.
Fuck you.
And to answer your question, Vaseer, I really don't know much outside of what I've read as is custom. I don't know. I know, I guess, that they're very militaristic and structured as opposed to the other goblinoids. They often work with goblins and bugbears, as well as sometimes ogres, I suppose.
And you know what I told you about The Iron Shadows.
The Iron Shadow, yeah. It's a subsect, and I don't know of anyone who took that title, but it's a possibility. They could be a warlord of some kind.
Definitely sounds like a warlord name, that's for sure.
It does sound
Angus,
like a warlord name. Very cool one.
Angus, are you okay? Do you feel yourself?
Back to being generally confused with conflicting voices in my head, so I think that's a yes.
Alright, well, I'm going to add 5 more if you don't mind. I'm going to bring up our telepathic bond.
Can I talk to Annie?
Boss Mama, Annie is always here, darling. Annie is not one of the voices. She is just a persona that I can put on when I am in the presence of people who need to be deceived that I am actually somebody who is a wanted criminal.
Or when you're in the mood to seduce a hobgoblin.
Yes. That is fine. Sonani will unroot and remove his vines and start untying Angus. I just wanted to make sure because I didn't think a spirit could pull off the subtleties that you have.
Well, thank you, Sarani. It's definitely better to know that you'll be here to make sure that nothing happens if I bring one of these spirits into me.
Oh, I would never let
You
that
both
happen
did good.
to you.
On the plus side, I think I speak Goblin now. It was sort of the same
Really?
after the first time with Michael. I had like just a little bit of his spirit inside me, and it sort of faded. I think I can maintain it for at least the rest of the day, as long as I keep focused on it. Hopefully, if we run into any goblins, it will be of use.
Maybe. Do you think it's going to stick with you, or do you think it's just going to be something that you're going to have just for a little bit?
Just for a little while, like I said. Once I rest again and get the full scramble of my memories, it'll fade.
I got to figure out how Master Morrison figured out how to listen to every language. Somehow he's able to do that. I don't know how.
Do you guys eventually?
Sorry, I just had Pocahontas in my head. Listen with your heart.
Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
No, stop. That is the worst Disney movie. Do you guys get back on the road after packing up camp and head out?
Yeah. We got places to go.
You do.
Yeah, we don't.
Bid adieu to the stone giants. Hope that they don't end up accidentally attacking a town.
You you bid adieu to the stone giants, and it's clear that they figure you'll just be gone from existence after you leave the little clearing. That you will no longer be real.
They have a very self-centered philosophy.
They just think that this is a dream
Okay.
world. You continue along, cutting across the plains in the direction of the temple. As you continue to proceed, signs of drought become more and more apparent over the course of the next couple of days. The river gets lower. The grasslands, as you move away from the river and into the grasslands and start traveling over through fields towards the nearby town that you know is along the way, you see that crops are dusty. The road is dry. and there are very little signs that any rain has fallen recently. I will need a I'll need a D12 roll from whoever would be keeping an eye out for anything on the road. Just a D12, and I will also need a perception check from from whoever is scouting ahead.
Well, I am kind of driving the carriage, but I imagine it'd be Sarani that'd be scouting ahead.
Okay. So Sarani, give me a perception roll, and Vaseer, you can roll me the D12.
Okay.
Mark, there's also a spell I would like to cast once you sort out all of their results.
Okay. What is your spell?
Oh, well, I mean, there's two, actually. The first is plant growth over an 8-hour period, which I can do later tonight, I suppose. And then the other is commune with nature, which is a ritual.
All right.
So Sharpard got a natural 20.
Yes, he did. And all right. The next 2 days go by without.
Okay, so I have entirely lost the goblin language, and it was utterly pointless.
Well,
It's
hey,
all good.
you could have run into them.
The fact is, we know you can do that now, and that's important.
Yes. And again, like the random encounter could have happened. You could have run into hobgoblins. Who knows? But you don't. You stay far afield. At least for the first day of travel. Because on the other end of that first day of travel, you reach a town. You are about... let's see. When you met up with the stone giants, you were about here. So the town should be here.
Sorry, are you on the world map?
I am. Did I not move you guys?
You didn't-
I
you
didn't.
didn't switch
Oh, I
over.
see that. I'm sorry.
I can't see
Let
it.
me move you to the world map. There you go. Wow, that was a thing I just did. That should move you to the world map. It's taking its sweet time. Are you guys on the world map now?
Yes, now I am.
Okay.
I'm still at 70% loading.
Yeah, I'm at 70.
Wow, what is going on today?
I don't know. I'm here. I can see. I don't know why. Others can't.
Okay, well, I'll wait for you to get to the world map
We
before...
keep losing people too.
On Foundry or in chat?
In Foundry. We can. Sarani's gone. Very bizarre.
Rick,
So
are you in?
we had gone past River Pass, right?
The town?
No, River Pass
Oh,
Road.
River Pass Road, yes. So this is where you were when you were with the Stone Giants.
Gotcha.
Okay. I know Nor's not here yet, but... and...
I'm here.
Okay, good. This is where the town is. I didn't know if you were on the map.
Cool.
The-
So
Oh.
3 hexes over.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, so you're 2 hexes over the next day. You reach what should be the town. But the
Would
town...
Vaseer remember the name of the town from when he passed through before?
Sure. He would. Yeah. Okay. Town name. I got a list of town names from people who have bought town names with their stuff somewhere.
Oh, I also think that on like the first day we set off that night, Mirth would have cast sendings to Lark, as Angus dictated.
Okay. Do you want to just go ahead and send it to Lark on Discord? Just send the sending spell right to her, because she'll get it.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Angus was the one to talk to her. So, David, do you want to write it out and then we can send it to her?
Okay, I'll have to think because we only get 25 words. So.
I have 3 slots, so you can do 75 and let it over a conversation.
Yeah, my only point was that would we have spoken to Trust first via the sending stone that we have and arrange for him to send somebody to collect, or would we arrange that we're going to head to Ravenreach once we've finished our business at the monastery?
Well, after the monastery, we should probably go to the fortress, since that apparently has the greater demon with the heart under it.
Okay, so probably we would have sent word to
That's
Trust
close.
and just had him
Yeah.
arrange.
Trust
So I'll just send a message just sort of indicating meet our contact at, and probably the Whiskered Mistress will be the best place because I have already established that's a place Lark knows about. And then we would just set up some kind of signal to be able to recognize it. So, like, look for somebody wearing like a particularly fancy hat. So yeah, I will take some time to think about it, and I will post a message to Lark direct on Discord.
Gotcha.
Sounds good.
All right, and then I'm assuming would Trust be willing to send one of his agents to ferry the resources over?
To ferry the resources over from Ravenreach to you guys?
Or from Ravenreach just to their little extra-dimensional hideout, as long as we have them secure.
You send a message to Trust. What's your exact wording on your sending to Trust? It's 25 words or less.
We could do first. We have located the orb and silk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They are in Ravenreach with a mage named Lark. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Please wait by the 4 whiskered mistress with a red hat. Yeah.
Type it where I can see it.
Yeah, I was 2, 3, 4,
There we go.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
Okay.
My only concern there is that we haven't specified a time.
Yeah, Trust.
Could we condense, have found some items rather than specifying specifically the orb and the silk, and then maybe just go like at, tomorrow at 10 p.m. or something.
I love the fact that I don't think that we would know this in character, but we're essentially sending Trust to a brothel.
No, I know that.
Oh, of course Angus knows that.
That's freaking great.
Jesus.
Just imagining him being like, "Oh, this is most unorthodox here. I don't like this at all."
And genuinely think about it this way, right? You see somebody who's quite finely dressed on the street outside of a brothel, dithering. What do you assume? Is he waiting for somebody, or is he waiting for an opportune moment to sneak inside without being spotted? So people will overlook him. There is justification for it, and thus the arrangement and handoff can take place rather.
Maybe he is a tiefling, so people could be more suspicious of tieflings.
Yeah, I don't know about how suspicious people are in Ravenreach right now because of what happened. I know of the attack. I don't know.
Elves might be suspect numero uno now. This fucking short spell.
At least it's not the one in my town that decides, oh, we're just going to play a whole ass song for the next 20 minutes.
No, that's the thing, is it goes on and on and on, and he hates it. And he can't say anything right now, because if he turns his mic on, all we're going to hear is church bells. And so I'm just going to say, Kim, you are too young to use that kind of language.
Work it.
So we're about right here, passing through a village.
Yes. You are sending the sending to Trust, and you receive a response from Trust that simply states, people like you and I should not be caught in Ravenreach, and I think you know why.
Alright, good news. We know it's there. Bad news, we may have to go get it on our own. Or send an intermediary to go retrieve them for us.
Well, what's our route right now? I know we're going to the monastery first, but what's next up on the list after that?
Reddenburg Fortress, I think, because we got the information that the heart of a major fiend could be found below it.
And Ravenreach is all the way on the other side of the country.
Yeah, we don't want to go there and then have to trek all the way back to either Reddenburg or down just to get another thing. So
There's got to be some way to get there quickly.
Teleportation, but we don't. Well, we do have that, but not at will.
Okay, well, hopefully maybe we get access to that soon enough.
Outside 3 levels.
Lark came in through the Feywild. If we can ever find a way to make that work for us. Although I'm given to understand it's quite dangerous there, so that might not be the smartest move.
Well, it probably is, but I'm less worried about that and more just how we would even go about doing that. Maybe, couldn't trust, I don't know, send another knight to go there to meet with them?
That's what I was wondering, unless they're entirely tieflings.
They can't all be tieflings. We met 2 of them already, and they're not, and they weren't.
As you are having this conversation, traveling along the road, you approach the town of Erlen. Vaseer, you were here, what, a couple of months ago at this point?
Yeah, it hasn't been that long.
The town, as you remember, was predominantly human, but there were elves from Coriol Forest who had made their way here to live. You remember that well, you remember a few. There was a really nice druid who owned like a little shop for like healing poultices and potions and things like that just outside of town, named Wolfa, who you had met, and the place was the place was pretty nice. It was filled with nice people. You enjoyed being there. You stopped off at the inn. You did some entertaining. You got a good night's rest. Everybody seemed to like it. But when you stroll in now, it seems kind of empty, quiet, run down.
Weird. It's, it's probably... Sorry, there were a lot more people around here last time I came through. I'm guessing the drought probably caused them to have to move. I really don't like this drought already. It is really not doing real. I remember liking this place. It was a fun town. Everybody was really nice. Maybe the druid is still here. I could ask them what's going on. If you guys don't mind, a really short detour for like 5 minutes.
Druid.
That's okay.
Seems like a good idea. I mean, they're pretty in touch with nature, right? If this was a natural drought, they'd know it.
True. I think we've already come to the conclusion it's probably not, though.
It would just be nice to get confirmation of that, though.
Sure. I'll guide the carriage over to where the druid's cabin is.
Okay.
Wolf up!
The
Wolf up!
Wait a minute. Did you just say it would be nice if you had a druid?
Sarani,
Seriously?
no disrespect, but you are more in touch with the swamp. Much of the world is new to you. This is somebody who knows this area specifically, has been living here a while. They can give us an understanding of whether there's been a rapid onset of this kind of drought, or if over the past several years there's been a noticeable decline in the wetness during the hot season.
That's not what you said. You said it would be nice if you had a druid.
No.
You have a druid.
He just said it would be nice if we got some outside confirmation. It's the same as if we were to bring a druid from the surface down to where we found you, and then instead of asking you what was going on, we asked the druid that we brought along what was going on. It'd be kind of rude.
A middle-aged man comes out of this hut. The hut is... It looks like it was once a stone hut, but it is so overgrown with moss and vines, though now they look dried and brittle, that you can't see the stone underneath anymore. He steps out. He has like short brown hair. He's in his middle aged, and he looks very weary. And he comes stumbling out of the hut, leaning heavily on his quarterstaff. He looks exhausted. Oh, Vaseer, right? The traveling minstrel?
Yep, that's me. Pleasure to see you again. By the way, those healing potions I got from you, they worked like a charm.
That's good to know. Who's all this?
Oh, I've been collecting some friends since I have left. This here is Sarani over there. He's made entirely out of vines. I figure you and him might get along pretty well because he does druid stuff too. This here is Mirth. He collects a lot of holy symbols. Yeah. And this here is Sharp Eye. He's our lizard friend. And this is Angus, who apparently has a lot of past lives that he knows about and are talking to him in his head.
I see. I'm being rude. Come out of the sun.
I'll hop down from the carriage and head inside.
Angus is just going to look across at Wolfer and ask, are you the kind of druid that has a lot of bunnies? Or are you a different kind?
He looks, like, oddly at you. Bunnies?
The last druid we met had a lot of bunnies.
They were very good bunnies. Honesty will kind of like implode back into a slip of parchment, which Mirth will tuck into his pocket before going inside.
You move into the hut, and the hut is cool and fairly dark. There are a few candles lit. It's very cramped. There's lots of drying herbs and ingredients for for herbalism and healing hung around the hut, and the seats that are available are all kind of these um, wood-bound wood-bound chairs and couches strung with like furs and um, to make them comfortable. Just furs and blankets to make them somewhat comfortable. There's not a lot of place to sit. You kind of cramp into this tiny little hut, and he hobbles into the area where it looks like he prepares his food and herbalism supplies, and starts pulling out whatever he can find to offer you some form of hospitality in the way of beverages. Mostly, it's like,
Serrani's,
what's
oh,
that?
go ahead. Sorry. So Serrani's hulking in the doorway, kind of like Hagrid, like kind of wedges his way into the not quite big enough doorway, and kind of just looms there in the doorway, like, yeah, okay, yeah, they don't make things big enough. That's fine.
Thanks very much for the hospitality, Wolf. I know that it's probably pretty hard to. Well, it's probably been pretty hard recently, what with the drought and everything. Is that why there's nobody in town?
He nods heavily. I've been trying to utilize the spell to grow plants, to encourage life to grow. Every night for the last week, I haven't slept, and it seems to have no effect, or very little. And what effect it does have dries out quickly. It's gotten much worse.
Were you able to figure out a reason why this is happening?
Not yet.
But it's most certainly not a normal drought, right? This is something that's like pretty
Unnatural?
extreme. Yeah.
He nods. From what I gather.
Well, Angus, there's your confirmation.
He says that I had heard rumors of drought closer to the mountains weeks ago, just before the beginning of summer, just before the solstice. Small rumors of the lands beginning to... that crops weren't planting as well as they usually did. But here was fine. It's only been recently that it has stretched this far.
Where did everybody else head off to? Drayan?
He nods. Some went to Drayan. Some head to Riverdam. Some have headed to Twyland Hill. They have relatives all over. I have stayed and tried to help. Some of the townsfolk have nowhere to go, and so they remain. But crops are slowly starting to fail. Crops that had been vibrant and growing all summer long suddenly have begun to wither. The sun grows hot, and rain has not fallen in at least a week's time, maybe 2, maybe more. I can concentrate and remember if you'd like. He passes around, he passes around wooden cups, and he has some water that looks, he has very little water to offer you, but he has what looks like squeezed fruit juice in another pitcher. It's cloudy and clearly fresh. It's clearly been pressed from whatever fruit he can find in the area.
Well, can't thank you enough for some fresh juice. That's for certain. I don't think you should stress yourself out too much about that. We met some stone giants on our way here. Apparently, they're out doing a dream quest, I think they said. Because this drought's apparently even affecting them like way deep down. So they're kind of just trying to figure out what's going on themselves. So it's probably something that's been going on for a while. They said since basically the same that you did, right about the beginning of the summer. I'm guessing the lake has been getting lower and lower for a decent bit now.
It's I first traveled to the lake when I heard about the dry season towards the mountains those many weeks ago, and it did indeed look as though the lake was beginning to lose ground. But I haven't been there since.
The other side of the Carithian Mountains is a desert, isn't it?
He nods.
Maybe there's something that's pushing that desert climate over here.
Home sweet home. There's a lot of nasty shit in that desert. It could be. Mirth is quietly humming over the juice and kind of stirring it with his finger as he mutters.
What's a desert?
Oh, you wouldn't like it, Sarani. It's a place that is entirely devoid of any water. It's just sand. Oh,
Terrible.
yeah, it's pretty bad. Most people don't like living out in that sort of climate, but there's some things that do.
Sarani hates
Nature.
sand.
Yes.
He loves the water.
Yes. This is. So you say you've tried. Which magics have you tried on the land?
He tells you he's tried casting the spell Plant Growth several times.
It's quite powerful, but maybe I will have to think on this.
He nods. So, I'm sorry, I have very little food to offer at the moment. What I can find, I've been
don't
supplying.
put yourself out. Don't put yourself out on our account. We can take care of ourselves pretty well.
If I may, I've spent some time at sea, and I know how having a scarce supply of potable water can be a real danger. I'll be fine. Take my cup, I insist. And Angus passes it back to Wolfer.
He smiles and nods with thanks. It is not quite so bad as that. It just seems that the plants and crops are fading.
Well, it's not that bad right now, but it seems like it's probably going to get worse. I really think that there's something to the idea that there's something that's pushing the desert climate over the mountains and it's consuming the local area. It's something unnatural, obviously, but that's the only thing that makes any sense to me.
You may be right.
Boots, my old quartermaster, he was a cleric of Krakadon. He could make it rain sometimes with magic. Maybe, is there a temple of Krakadon nearby? Could they help at all? You use the plant growth to help grow and then provide rain to help the crops flourish?
There may be a temple in Draen, but Krakadon is a god of the sea. Most temples to him are out towards the ocean, not this far inland.
That's a real problem. Okay, we'll have to see if we can find out what's causing it. You said this has to be something supernatural, right? So, whatever it is, we find it, we kick its ass, and the rain comes back.
Well, provided it's one thing that's causing it.
Well, let's go on the information that we have. There is something causing the heat to rise and the water to dry. Similar to what happened in Luna's village, where we found a ice devil. Maybe there is another one of those things here, only fire-based. That would explain if the water dries up near the mountain, it doesn't move down the river to here.
And I think I will finish my commune with nature spell and cast it as the water in the mug surges and it begins to whisper.
Okay.
And I learn 3 facts about the following subjects. So I will learn about terrain and bodies of water, powerful celestials, fae, fiends, elementals, or undead, and influence from other planes of existence in the area for a 3-mile radius.
Okay. Do you want to go ahead and pop the spell up on Foundry?
Oh, yeah. It's Beyond 20 is still a bit funky, so yeah.
You
So
briefly
I'll learn
become one with
about
nature and gain knowledge of the surrounding territory in the outdoors. The spell gives you the knowledge of the land within 3 miles of you in caves and other natural underground settings. The radius is limited to 300 feet. The spell doesn't function where nature has been replaced by construction, such as in dungeons and towns. Well, you're on the outskirt of a town, so that's fine. You instantly gain knowledge of up to 3 facts of your choice about any of the following subjects as they relate to the area: terrain and bodies of water, prevalent plants, minerals, animals, or people, powerful celestials, fae, fiends, elementals, or undead, influence from other planes of existence, buildings. For example, so which 3 do you want?
I'm gonna do bodies of water, any powerful fiends or elementals in the area, and then what do you guys think? Buildings or other planes of existence?
Into existence.
Yeah, then I'll do influence from other planes of existence.
Okay. The within 3 miles of where you are is not far. That's like the center of the hex you're in, if that makes sense. Because each hex is roughly 15 miles.
Okay.
Okay. As far as the body of water, there should be a pond nearby, as far as you can tell. But you know that it is dried up, or at least has been drying up. I will tell you that there are no powerful fae, fiends, celestials, elementals, or undead within 3 miles of where you are, but that there does seem to be some kind of abyssal influence on the area.
I look up from the mug and kind of frown. Well, I thought it was going to be bigger, but there seems to be a demonic taint, perhaps causing the drought in the area. I'll finish the juice.
That's quite troubling. So you relay this information.
Yeah, I do.
Serrani's going to... Okay,
Go ahead. No, you go.
I said Serrani's going to step outside and cast...
Locate animals or plants.
yes, I'm going to... within the direction here, I'm going to look for fungus. The specific type of fungus would be plant. The specific type of plant would be fungus. Someplace dark, wet, where that would might grow. Considering it's a drought, maybe there's some underground area that I might be able to find.
Okay. Yeah, you can sense that if you went somewhere down below this place within 5 miles of where you're at, you would find below the town you would find fungus. but you're having trouble finding fungus in the town itself.
Right. So, at least, which direction? There's direction and distance. So, which direction and distance is it?
It is, as I said, it is down below the town. You would have to find some cave entrance, and it is probably at the edge of that
5
area.
miles.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I guess this is a ritual, so I didn't have to worry about it.
Sure.
But so whenever they're done, let me know when I'm done, and I'll come back and tell them.
Yeah. I mean, Mirth has cast his spell. You've cast yours, and Wolfa has thanked Angus for returning the water, and places the cup and the pitchers on just a table in his kitchen. He turns to all of you and says, I don't know that there's much you can do to help. How do you fight a drought?
Well, just want to put this head back in. Master Druid. I speak to him in Druidic.
Okay. He's surprised when the plant starts speaking to him in Druidic, but not quite that surprised.
Master, there seems to be fungus deep within the heart near the city, beneath the land. That would indicate that there is some moisture down there. Do you know of a cave entrance or some way to get below?
Yes, there's a small well here in town that we use to collect water. Well, everyone has a well, but it goes down into the earth, of course. I think that there's a way to get down into the even farther than that. Cave. Yes, to the north of town, as you approach the river bend, there is a cave entrance there. Although I think that I'm sorry, my mind is fogged. I haven't slept in a week.
I will hand him. I will cast Good Berry and hand him a handful of them.
Okay.
Here, sustenance.
Oh, I should have thought of doing that myself. And he eats a couple of the good berries, and it quickly seems to help refresh him at least a little bit.
Still, eating's no replacement for getting a decent amount of rest. Look, we'll all be looking into this ourselves, so you should probably get a little bit of sleep. I think it'd probably be very healthy for you to do so. And it'll help you be able to do more investigations later, in case we end up not being able to come up with anything.
He nods. Yes, sleep would be good. And be
I
mindful.
will send a messenger.
The cave is the home of animals. It's not simply an open fissure in the rock.
That is fine. I'm speaking common again. That is fine. We will see what we can find there, and I will send you a messenger by wing.
You mean Mr. Giggles?
No.
I think you mean Mr. Giggles.
No.
I love how much it annoys Sarani. I love it.
So Sarani starts to step outside while everybody's coming. Whoever's coming with him. He's like, there is a cave nearby that leads underground.
There's also the monastery, and the monks may know more about the drought than the cave would provide.
I found there is fungus below us, which means there's plenty of water. If the drought was affecting them, there would be very little. There seems to be at least enough from my magics to find it, which means there's a fairly decent enough patch. If we find a way to get that water to here, we may be able to alleviate some of the issues on our way.
Fungus. It may be worth checking if it's the fungus that we've seen before. It's, I guess, theoretically possible that the destruction of the soil causing plants not to grow would be in Wariga's domain. But I guess it's also possible that her influence and the influence of another one of the demon lords might be converging. And that might be what's causing the drought.
Well, it would be good for us to find out if Wariga's influence is stretched this far. That would be devastating.
If we are investigating caves and extraplanar entities, I would prefer to have our priest with us if we want to do so.
Well, we must make a decision. Do we head on and pick up Luna and then backtrack to here before we go to Dran? Or
There's way too much we're focused on right now. There's a lot of things that, it's like I said before, we have our own job to do and we can't save everything. Not at the same time. We got to keep ourselves focused.
Well, there are three things at the monastery we need. Information, the feathers, and our half-elf. I think we head there first. The mushrooms may be inconsequential.
Yep.
agreement.
We know for a fact that those things are there, and those are all important.
You are correct.
Alright, saddle the horses, then we go.
I'll bid farewell to Wolfa, and we'll keep heading on the road.
Keep heading to the monastery?
Yeah.
Okay. You spend some time traveling. Eventually you reconnect with the edge of the river, and when you do, the lowness of the water is noticeable and alarming. Alarming enough to get you moving perhaps a little faster in order to get to the monastery itself. It's a noticeable difference from before. The last time you followed the river, you could see a little bit more of the bank, but here, it looks more like a stream than a river. And this is one of the major tributaries to where the lake where Riverdam Raft sits.
I'm going to cast Long Strider at 3rd level, so it covers each of us. So it'll give me 3 people.
Okay.
Yeah.
You move with haste. The Long Strider spell falling over those of you who are on foot, allowing you to move much more rapidly over ground. You can see the monastery soon after, looming up over the plains. The layers upon layers of the monastery rising on the horizon. Something's not right. Something's certainly not okay. There's smoke. As you come closer, you can see figures fighting. Combat. The sounds ring out and range over the plains. Creatures are all about the monastery, causing havoc. Creatures that are they remind you, the feeling of them, the sight of them, remind you of what it was like to be down below the earth in the presence of that giant mushroom, in the sight of those creatures surrounding and worshipping Wariga. That is the sense that washes off of these things that have come to the monastery. And as you run up,
Can I smell them from here?
not from this far, you can see them
Mark.
moving and the way they move. And as you rapidly descend upon the monastery, Vaseer, you catch sight of Luna. And we will take a short break while I go take my dog out. We'll be right back.
Oh,
Well, gee.
you ass. or lots of things.
As I told you earlier, Alex, I did not have time to build your 17-story monastery, so...
It's not just 10, thank you. But, like I told you, I didn't expect you to actually build the whole place. That's entirely unreasonable.
So this might be a little theater of the mind.
I could have done it. I could have done it. You should have sent me. All you had to do was send me the blueprints.
Well, I'm sure you're not going to get through all 10 levels of the monastery plus the outlying buildings in one session. So feel free to go ahead and build a monastery from scratch.
Please.
Okay, wait.
Please.
So Warriga has a tower, and there was the lighthouse in Castle Cora. Does Reddenby Fortress have a tower?
It doesn't have a tower.
So they just want towers, is what I'm getting from this. Are we sure they're not wizards?
Well, actually, let's put some battle music on. Who wants some battle music?
They're also to the simple point is they're not good wizards, because a good wizard like Andal will live underground.
Hell yeah, I'm moving back into that fucking place.
Plus,
it has anti-scrying magic on it, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know what the...
Well, if you were going to build a safe haven, wouldn't you build that into it? I mean, seriously.
No, I'm not saying he wouldn't. I'm just saying that makes it way more useful than as a base.
It's almost like I put thought into what I did for your campaign or something. I don't know. Not much, but big brain mirth.
Andal will live there.
Assuming he doesn't get eaten.
He's not going to get eaten.
I hope he gets eaten. It'll be really funny.
I'm going to murder you, Kim.
I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but it could. It could happen. He could totally get eaten. I mean, he's not exactly known for paying attention to his surroundings. He almost walked off a branch.
All right, let's do it. Let's kill some shit.
Let's kill some stuff, man. Give me a battle map.
All right. I do not have a battle map for this, which is what I literally just said to Lundy, is that I did not have time to build a battle map for this.
I'm sorry.
Theater of the minding.
you said you couldn't build the entire thing. I assumed that you had several floors.
No,
No. I wouldn't have even expected that much.
As you approach the monastery itself, the first building you come to is the oh my gosh, the trading post, the open way trading post. Luna, you had only just arrived at the trading post a few hours earlier, and had decided to purchase some things after your journey to Limil and hopefully meet up with your companions, as this was the part of the monastery that the others would most likely see first. And shortly after your arrival, chaos ensued. Sensei Smith you and Sensei Smith have been outside of the trading post, battling with these creatures. And again, Vaseer, Mirth, Angus, Sarani, sharp-eyed, you can see Luna and a human monk standing out front, fighting off several monsters. And I will pull up what they look like.
Mark, can I roll a d6 to see how many 10-minute increments are left on the telepathic bonds? Because it lasts an hour, so.
It lasts an hour? When did you cast it?
I mean, that's the point. There's no like solid, because I would have kept on refreshing it, but I don't know when we got here. So if I roll a d6,
Yep.
And that's how many tens of minutes are left on it. Is it? What's the? Oh wait, never mind. I can use the fancy little. Is it a backslash?
It is. Yeah.
It is. Okay. Well, 10 minutes. That should last us the entire combat pretty easily.
Let me put up one of these creatures, and I will show them to you.
Mark,
Yes, sir.
there you go. In Discord.
In Discord.
In Tuesday General.
Oh.
My Origins cartographer for nothing. I think that's close enough for the outside and the first floors. Is that good enough for you, Lundy?
Yeah. I don't see why not. Supposed to have a library and a medical place and like a general
like the
store and then
outchat-
a place, and then it's fine.
I just figured it'd be close enough for what we wanted for our purposes today.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, it's in Tuesday General.
Yeah.
And by the way, Murph is going to swing Serrani up onto Honesty.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll work. Let me grab that.
Ooh. What the hell?
Everybody want to throw a... go ahead and throw your... Actually, no. Once I put up the new map, that won't even matter. I was going to tell you to roll initiative, but that will not matter once I put the new map up, because it's going to reset everything. While you're
that's a creature. That's
yeah.
a rock. That's a rock.
Ooh, oh shit! Yeah, it is. Oh boy.
So
Sorry,
Nasty. Murph definitely knows about these. And
My old school D&D stuff is coming back to haunt me. Sorry.
Yep. There should be a way to just show you the image, actually. So that's what I want to do. So I can pull out. I know.
Yeah. You just right click it in the thing, and then it says like show character, show artwork or show token.
So you see a bunch of creatures like this, while I am going to be loading up the map that I just received from Rick.
Big Beastly Boy.
Yes. There are several of them.
That's so weird. Sorry, it's so weird that it showed up on your stream, but I don't see it.
yeah, I don't see it either.
Oh,
It's so weird.
here you go.
There we go.
There you
Yes, that's
Hey.
a frock. All right.
I'm still learning Foundry a little bit, all right?
Oh no, that's okay. It was just weird to me. I was like, did I miss it when I wasn't looking at the page? Because it showed up on your stream. It showed up on stream, and I was like, whoa, hey, wait a minute. Why am I not seeing this?
It's a secondary thing. The GM just has to click the show players.
Yeah. That is a cool picture one. The old pictures were really ugly. They were not good.
Why didn't it show up?
Oh, this is still very ugly.
Oh yeah, it's totally ugly.
Oh, that's fine. Everybody at home is like, oh my gosh, this is taking forever. I'm sure.
Oh, we're still going to use
Bonafide man.
Foundry. It'll improve.
It will improve. Not to mention that I did not have the map for this at the time.
getting to see how a map is made in real time.
Yes, that's exactly true. I'm sure that is. Oh, this is very tomb-like.
4 to hit and 0 damage.
Okay.
Beautiful.
We're just gonna do Theater of the Mind because this is actually a tomb and not a monastery. So I'm gonna keep back here. So yeah, you see several rocks. Go ahead and just throw your tokens right onto the map, and we will load them up for the fight.
Yeah. How do we do that?
I'll pull them on.
That's really big.
Oh, stomping all over it, and yeah.
We're massive.
All right, stop stomping all over Arden. I put you guys all in one spot so that I can select all the tokens at once, and you guys started moving them around. Don't cover Vaseer.
I'll get off.
There.
Oh, I. Oop.
Mirth, stop.
Sorry, it was taking a while to load. I thought it wasn't working.
Why wouldn't it let me roll initiative for these guys now? There we go. Go ahead, roll everybody's initiative there.
Good luck. Good luck, Nor.
I actually rolled a nat 1 on my initiative. Are you kidding me?
Still got a 9. God. D&D has not liked me this week. For the past 2 weeks.
Ooh, broke at 22. Youch.
All right. Okay.
Luna doesn't even roll now. She's just like, screw it. I'm gonna go last.
Yes, Nor, since you're probably unfamiliar, to roll initiative, go to the combat tracker, which is the second tab,
Thank you.
and then you have a dice next to your name.
Oh,
Look at that.
double digits. Let's go.
All right. Wow. Holy cow. Luna, you rolled above a 9.
Yeah, Vaseer and Luna both rolled a 10. So I like to think that their eyes just catch across the battlefield and they're
no.
like perfectly in sync.
All right.
Oh.
The first of the rocks. You, as I said, as you ride up on the outside of this building, Luna and this human monk are facing off against these flying creatures. The first of which swoops down towards you, Luna, sensing your, seeing your holy symbol and incensed by your connection to the radiant energies of Thandra. It swoops down at you, and it is going to make a couple of attacks. One with its beak, and one with its talons. Which is an 18 to hit with its beak. Does that hit, Liz? Luna? I can't hear you for some reason, Nor. Are you muted? You are muted on Discord.
It was muted for so long, I think. Anyways, so you guys see Luna without her shield. So yeah, 18 hits.
Okay.
Without her shield?
You
I mean,
take
she just
9
arrived.
damage from the rock's beak, and its talons miss you as it flies by. So yeah, the rock swoops down, slashes down at you, and kind of swoops up and away. You can make an attack of opportunity if you wish.
Yeah. She swings her, but actually no, she doesn't.
Okay. Angus, you're within sight of this fight. You can see that there are three of these hideous flying beasts swarming around above the heads of your cleric companion and this other man that is down there. And you are roughly a dash away from the fight.
In that case, I will use my movement and dash. That gets me 80 feet.
Okay.
Using my cunning action to dash. As I draw into range, I'm just going to take aim at the nearest of these creatures that's swarming overhead and shoot off a great bolt at it.
Okay. Give me your Great Bolt attack.
Shit.
A 21 to hit for 19 points of necrotic damage.
Absolutely. You hit one of them. Oh, wow. 19 points of necrotic damage. That's really awesome. The Great Bolt slams into it, and it kind of screeches out this horrifying sound. It fills your ears with this screech that makes you want to just like latch onto them and cover them. Any other actions, Angus?
Are they just staying in the air overhead?
Yes, they're staying in the air overhead. Yep.
Then I'm going to draw my rapier and ready an action for if one of them dives into range, I'm going to then just try to stab at it.
Okay. You ready your attack. Mirth.
Right. Alright, first of all, I'm going to use Bardic Inspiration on Vaseer as I clap his shoulder as I thunder by on Honesty, and say, "You're home, you got this." And then as I reach the forefront of the fight, I will let Sarani hop off Honesty, if he can just get off the horse.
You're just gonna ride up and get off Honesty?
No. If Sarani can get off using...
Oh, if Sarani can get off the horse? Sarani can get off the horse on his action.
Can he use like a reaction to use half his movement to dismount?
Sure,
I wasn't going to be here long, so I'll stay on unless you need me to get off of him.
I mean, because I'm gonna retreat immediately.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then I'll pop off.
So your plan is to ride up, have Sarani dismount, and then ride back away?
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, you deliver Sarani to the battle.
That was an action. That was bonus action. And then as my action, I'm going to use enemies abound on whichever one is in the middle.
Okay.
It has 120 foot range,
That's
so
fine.
DC 17 intelligence save. I believe that they have DC 17 intelligence saving throw.
That is an 8 with advantage. So.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yep, you know what this means.
Yeah, it's gonna attack anything
Everything is an enemy.
It has to make a.
Just attacks
It's a random. It's random. The creature it attacks, correct? If they're equal distance.
I believe so. Yeah, but let's see. Remember, treats all enemies as targets. Choose an enchantment. Choose random. Of the range of the attack spell or other ability. So I mean, yeah, if it's at all smart, it would probably go for the nearest one. But
Okay.
every time it chooses a new one, then
No problem.
yeah, I'm gonna be in the back line.
All right. One of the rocks swoop down in order to attack the newcomers to the group. Angus, you can make your attack of. You can use your reaction to attack.
That's that one.
Yep. Oh my. It is the same one that you hit with the Grave Bolt that flies down, and as you attempt to slash at it with your rapier, as it swoops, your rapier is knocked away about 30 feet from you as its claws slam into your hands at the same time. It's going to make its attacks against you. It's going to miss with its beak. It is a 19 to hit with its talons, so it kind of slams into you with its talons, sending your rapier skittering to the ground and dealing 13 points of slashing damage to you.
I'll uncanny dodge that down to 6.
Understood.
Oh, can I? Because did I have to use my reaction to take my prepared action?
You did. You had to use your reaction to take your prepared action. That's correct.
Okay.
So you
And
take
I
the
would just
full
take
amount.
those.
The Vrock that has enemy abound will attack the nearest one of its brethren and make a couple of attack rolls. Oh, actually, it's going to use its Stunning Screech, which emits a horrific screech that hits every creature within 20 feet of it that can hear it, and isn't a demon. Or can it only make it... Well, this is actually an attack that it has.
Well, it's an action it has, I believe. Let me check the description.
Yeah, check the description.
Every
Does it
creature
have
is a
to
target.
attack?
It must choose the target. Oh yeah, in the attack of the attack spell or other ability it's using. So it could use the Screech if
can
doing
use the
so
Screech.
is like a net profit. Yeah.
Okay, it is using the Screech, so everybody that's not a demon within 20 feet of it, which is Angus... at this point it would be Angus, Luna, the Sensei, and Sarani.
And what kind of save is it?
It is a Constitution save. The Master saves. Angus saves. Sarani fails. Luna? I need a con save. Did she make
roll
it?
the 5.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
You rolled a 5. I'm sorry. It was covered. Okay. So those of you who failed are stunned until the end of the Vrock's next turn.
Of course.
What's Sharp-Eyed doing?
If Luna's back, should I get Sharp Eye back?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Sharp Eye will. Is one of them is grounded now, right? Because it came to attack Angus.
They are moving in and out. They're flying down, attacking, and flying back up. And
Okay.
so people will get attacks of opportunity, but he already used.
He did, yeah. He's going to Hunter's Mark, the nearest one, which would presumably be the one that attacked Angus, as he runs up. And then he's going to unsling his short bow and take 2 shots at it. 9, probably not going to hit.
Nope.
And
24. I'll hit.
24 will hit, and it's missing hit points, and Hunter's Mark is... so 12 total.
12 total damage. Understood.
It's non-magical, if that matters.
It does.
The Hunter's Mark is magical. Remember, we had.
Oh yeah, the Hunter's Mark is magical.
So
So,
it's going to take 3 from the bow, 3 from the Colossus Slayer, and then 2 from the 1 from the Colossus Slayer. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to take 7. Okay. Luna, you have neither your weapon. You have neither your weapon nor your shield equipped.
Nope.
Where are they?
Her equipment is on the horse. She came here on, and I imagine she left it tied somewhere before rushing to help the sensei.
Okay.
And I'm stunned.
All right. So you will be stunned until the start of its next turn,
Yep.
or until the end of its next turn. Vaseer, you're muted, sir.
so nothing.
I have such a big head.
Yeah. Everybody's off kilter till Alex comes back.
Yeah, it's...
This would be so much easier if Vaseer was one of the people who got stunned. Vaseer is very mad. Both in and out of character.
David is Vaseer now. Angus is being played by Nor's right hand with a phone in it.
Well, if you're in chat, we got 21 viewers, which is amazing. If you are in chat and just hanging out, and you have not been with us before, welcome. We like new viewers, so thanks for showing up. Say hi, follow. Hang out. We play a lot of D&D all the time. We're playing D&D constantly here. So we have this big old world. Check out our Discord channel. I'll put it in the chat right now so that you can head over to our Discord. Thanks, Fish. Sweet. Head over to our Discord channel. Say hi on there. We have an awesome community of D&D players who love to talk about all kinds of stuff and fight about food. Also, we are going to be doing a charity stream at the end of this week. I already had mentioned that we were doing a charity stream earlier, but since there's a lot of people here now, I should let you know that we are going to be helping Extra Life raise money through a group called D20 Connect, which is just a bunch of D&D streamers who want to band together and help raise money for a good cause. So come check us out over the weekend. Maybe throw some money at Extra Life. We're going to be doing it here. Alex, our player playing Vaseer, and Rick, our player playing Sarani, are also going to be participating. So check that out as well. And yeah, welcome to the game. Welcome to the show. Alex, are you not muted anymore? Can you speak to us now? No. Oh, okay.
He has put what he intends to do with this time into the Foundry chat, though. So.
Okay, so Vaseer runs forward and tries to get in front of Luna, which he is able to do, and hit some darts at the closest threatening Varrock. Go ahead and make your attack rolls. and you call out to Sensei Smith to toss you some of his as well. The first dart hits. The second one misses widely. The third hits as well. Oh, that's inspiration on the second one. Understood. Okay, so you don't roll a 1, you roll a 21. So you hit with the first two. The third does not hit. Go ahead and roll damage on the ones you hit with. Okay, go for it. Key point. So you flurry. So 4 darts, 3 hits. Flurry is only unarmed, I believe. So he is...
they fix it for monk weapons, I believe.
Oh, is it monk weapons? Okay.
I believe so.
We can double check, but for now, I'll just go with it. So that's fine. So 3 of the 4 darts hit. Feel free to look it up.
I'll do that one. I'll take a look over since I'm stunned on my turn anyway.
Yeah. He already put it in chat. Kim already put it in chat, but okay, it is unarmed strikes only. Okay, so then you have the key point still, and you hit with 1 less dart. That's all we'll do. Dart damage, you've got 10, 15 damage to one of the Vroks. Okay. Alright.
I'm sorry, literally the first thing that popped in my head was Path of the Weeaboo, where you just become like Naruto. Kunai!
I'm guessing you can't.
Oh, we hear you.
There we go.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you're back.
Thank goodness.
You are
Let me
back.
turn my thing up a little bit.
My dog is being very, very needy today. She is just all over me while I'm trying to run D&D. So. Alright. Okay. Sarani, you are stunned. And the first Varrock will swoop down now at Vaseer. Having been hit with a few of the darts, it is going to make its attacks. Actually, let's see if it's going to do this. Vaseer, Luna, and Angus, it is going to release a cloud of toxic spores which hit the 3 of you. I need a Constitution save from all 3.
If I'm stunned, do I get a Constitution save?
Yes, you do. You still get a Constitution save.
Would this be for poison?
It is for poison, yes.
Okay.
Total 16. I used my Bardic Inspiration on that.
I have to. Did you say me as well?
No.
Okay.
It hits the 3 of them. This is a shorter radius than the Stunning Screech.
7.
7? Okay. Luna, you are poisoned. You take 6 poison damage. You get to repeat this at the start. I'm sorry. At the start of your turn, you'll take 6 poison damage. And at the start of every turn, you'll take poison damage until you. And at the end of each of your turns, you can make a save to no longer have to. Okay. That's what the first one does. Angus, it's your action.
Again, are they mostly just, again, flying down and then going back up, so I can't necessarily take a stab at them with my rapier because they're not in range? Or are they still sort of hovering close enough that they're within 5 feet?
The one that released the spores was too far away from you. Yeah, they're all trying to stay out of the range of your attacks. And your rapier was knocked
My rapier did, yeah.
Yeah, yep.
So, I will take a shot with my hand crossbow.
Okay. That will hit
for 8 points of piercing damage.
Yeah.
I'm
Which
assuming
one?
that'll be halved because it's non-magical damage.
Sure. Which one are you attacking? Are you attacking the one that released the spores, the one that screeched, or the one that just
I'm
attacked?
just trying to focus fire down the one that I hit with the Grave Bolt. I'm just
Understood.
assuming that one's the most damaged at the moment, so just trying to concentrate fire.
Yeah, I'll tell everyone over the telepathic bond which one I affected with enemies abound,
Okay, and I will.
and tell them not to target it.
I'll go ahead and put a little symbol on it so that people know which one it is that you point out. All right, so you shoot it with your hand crossbow. It takes half the damage as it kind of deflects a little bit into the from the Varrock's ability to resist normal damage. What are you doing now? What else are you doing?
And then I'm going to take a dash action to run over to where my rapier has fallen and fire off a Grave Bolt at the same one as I go.
Okay. That will hit for 18 necrotic
Man,
damage.
Angus. Whew.
Man, that Grave Bolt is so good. Mirth. You see Angus kind of move away a little bit and fire his Grave Bolt off, and that seems to have a much better effect on this particular Vrock than his bolt from his crossbow. What are you doing? You still have the other one locked down with your spell.
Yeah, I'm gonna run in. Honesty's gonna dash, run right up to the front. I'm going to use universal speech on the 3 Vrocks so they all understand me regardless of what I say,
Okay.
of what language I speak. Then with my bonus action, I am going to use a bardic inspiration on I'll use it on Sarani.
Sure.
And then I'm going to whoop.
Back out with Honesty again. All right, Sarani,
Yep.
you have a Bardic Inspiration die, and the Vrock that let out the screech is going to swoop down and put poison in the direction now of Sarani and Sharp-Eyed, and one of its own companions. Although I don't know if it works on its companions. We'll see. I think it does. Each creature in the area. Yep. So this guy's gonna try and make a save against poison. Okay. And then Sharp-Eyed. 16. Sarani.
Con save?
It's a con save against poison.
Oh, I have advantage on it.
I figured you did. So you are not poisoned. Sharp-Eyed is not poisoned. The next one will. It is also going to. It is going to let out the screech. It is going to get down to where it can get everyone who's in melee to screech. So I will need rolls from. Actually, it's a 20-foot radius. That's pretty big. It's going to get everybody who's in melee with its screech.
I should be out of range because I was moving over to get my rapier, which had spun away.
Yes, you are out of range. That's right. So it's going to be Vaseer, Luna, and Sarani, I think, because Sharp-Eyed has been firing his bow from a distance, right?
Oh yeah, he's in the back. I forgot.
Okay. Luna succeeds. Sarani succeeds. I will roll for Vaseer since he is since he's not here. And if it needs to change, I will let him re-roll. He succeeds anyway, so that's fine. That brings it to Sharp-Eye's turn.
Alright, 2 shots. He's better off not getting in because he doesn't have any magical weapons. Oh wow, look at that. Alright. And that has Colossus Slayer on it as well. So I'll roll. So it's max damage for the initial hit, so 3d 2d8 plus 3d6 plus 6. I'll roll a hunter's mark separately since that's magical.
Okay.
So that's the weapon damage, which is halved, and then the hunter's mark is another another 2. So 10 for the first one.
10?
Okay. Yeah, 16 halved, 8 plus 2 magical.
And is he
and
firing
then
at the one that's
short-
been hit by the grave bolts, or is he firing at one of the
Yeah,
other ones?
that's the
Yeah,
one.
he's focusing on the he's helping out Angus,
All right, that's what I thought. Okay.
and second one misses.
Let me give him a hunter's mark token so that we know that. All right. Second shot misses. Luna, you are not stunned. You do take 6 poison damage. And then what are you doing on your turn?
How far is Angus?
30 feet away.
Okay, she runs back to Angus while telling the group, "You're late," and she casts Holy Weapon on Angus's
Fifth level spell.
on Angus's crossbow.
Okay, I'm going to just pull that down. You imbue a weapon you touch with holy power until the spell ends. The weapon emits bright light in a 30-foot radius. Attacks made with it deal an extra 2d8 radiant damage on a hit. If the weapon isn't already a magical weapon, it becomes one for the duration. As a bonus action, you can dismiss the spell and cause the weapon to emit a burst of radiance. And each creature takes a bunch of radiant damage if you do that.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
And
Angus with your holy weapon.
And
so Angus is sort of, as you're running over, it's like, we met some giants. Vaseer was really excited. Sorry that we were late. And then as you cast the spell, it's just sort of like, that's bright.
The light hits your eyes, Angus, and you like squeeze your eyes shut automatically. And when you do, you have that like those like ghost lights in your retinas. You know what I mean? When you close your eyes after seeing something really bright, and it is the shape of Thondra's holy symbol that you see behind your eyes. Luna?
Yeah,
don't
and
pump
she
him up
gets
too much.
told the dead on this guy.
On which one? The
the one, the one closer to Vaseer.
Okay. They have to make a wisdom save.
17.
Succeeds.
That's it.
Okay. Your dirge is cut short, and Vaseer, it is your action. Sensei Smith has been throwing darts, and he kind of rushes over, hands you a few, like 5 darts, and then kind of rushes away to maintain distance since they are using area attacks. And he says, "Make sure your people spread out." And he throws a couple of darts. I'll just roll a couple dice. And that rolled twice or just once? It rolled it twice. They both miss. That's a 2 and an 8 to hit. What are you doing, Vaseer?
Was I past any more darts?
Yeah, he ran over to you, handed you 5 darts, and said to you, "Make sure your people spread out." And then he rushes away and throws 2 darts in the process. But as he's moving and throwing at the same time, they fly wide of their target.
Gotcha. I'll go ahead and throw a couple of those then at the one that tried to poison me and successfully poisoned Luna. Don't appreciate that at all.
Again.
Pretty sure both of those hit.
Yep.
For another 19.
19 damage on the same one that everybody's targeting.
Yes.
Luna, you're still poisoned. The Vrock is going to take the damage from your attacks. And Luna has moved away from you, by the way, Vaseer, to go up to where Angus is at the moment.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm keeping this thing's attention, throwing darts at it.
Sure. Sarani, you are not stunned right now.
No, I'm not. So these things are flying around, right?
Yes, they are staying out of range as much as possible.
Okay. Which is about how far?
They have a fly speed of 60 feet, so they're like flying down 30, attacking, and then flying back up 30 feet away.
Awesome. Love that. I'm going to Misty Step above one of them.
Which one?
This one. The bottom one.
The bottom
This
one? Okay.
Yeah. And then I'm going to drop on top of him and grapple his ass to the ground so I can beat the ever-loving crap out of him.
Go ahead, make a grapple check. It's opposed.
So I make an attack roll.
It is a strength... It is an athletics check.
Why does my athletics only say it's a push 2? Oh.
You gotta beat a 19
Yeah.
right now.
You have inspiration. There's really no point
Yeah.
in not using it. Either you succeed and it goes away, or you fail.
You mean
So
it's 1d8, right?
Yes. You need an 8 or better, or 7 or better on a d8.
Oh,
there's a 25% chance it'll make you succeed.
it didn't roll the way I wanted it to.
Backslash R 1d8, not
Oh.
exclamation point. Yep,
Sorry.
that's okay.
Unfortunately.
That's okay.
Yeah, you land on top of it and you try to grapple it, but it like beats its wings and you can't get a grip. But you are now on top of a rock.
And you still have the inspiration, by the way. It doesn't go away.
Yeah, your bardic inspiration. If it how does it work? If it doesn't help him succeed,
Unfailing inspiration. When a creature adds one of your bardic inspiration dice to its ability check, attack roll, or save, and the roll fails, the creature keeps the bardic inspiration die.
yeah, that's very useful. College of Eloquence, right?
Yeah, it is. It's nice.
Sure.
Any bonus actions?
The Misty Step was a bonus action.
Any
So,
movement actions? Are you jumping off this thing?
oh hell no, hell no.
All right.
Sarani's got a plan. I could have used things. See, this is where I could have used my inspiration instead of bardic inspiration. I could have used my inspiration and didn't because I used it earlier.
The Emperor failing the poison check, do I get damage or
no, you take damage at the start of each of your turns, and then at the end of your turn, you roll to try
Okay.
and save again. So,
Okay.
the Vrock that is heavily confused by Mirth is going to attack the Vrock that Sarani is riding, considering now one of its enemies is riding another of its enemies to make an attack together in a mounted form. So it swings over to the Vrock and starts clawing and attacking with its beak. That's a 22 to hit with the first one,
Good boy.
and the second attack is going to be a complete miss, but it will do 10 damage to its fellow.
So those were it, not me, right?
To it, not you.
Okay. I'd like to use my reaction to see if it takes necrotic damage.
The one that attacked the one you're riding?
Yeah, it's within 2 feet of me.
Okay, go ahead.
Where is so much stuff?
I want you to make a either an athletics check or an animal handling check to stay on the Vrock as it takes damage and starts fighting with the other one.
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics or athletics, that's fine.
And
You have that bardic
I
inspiration.
know. I know.
Why
13.
always a 2?
You succeed, though. You are holding on.
Oh.
Okay. It needs to make a wisdom save, DC 14.
Okay. This is the one that's confused that's making the wisdom save.
Yes.
All right.
I thought Halo of Spores was con.
Oh, sorry, it is a con save. My bad. Yeah, it's Constitution. And I rolled a 1, because,
It fails, and it takes the 1 point of damage. That doesn't end the spell.
It
does
also... no, but it does get to remake the saving throw.
You're right. It still fails. That's a
Nice.
that's a 6. Okay. Angus?
And it's by the way, it's intelligence, not wisdom.
Oh. It still would have failed with that roll. If I
Right.
applied if I changed which modifier it was, it would still fail. Angus, it's your action.
Do I need to use my action to pick up my rapier, or can I?
No,
that as
you
like
can interact with one object as a part of your movement, so picking up your rapier could be that part of that interaction.
Okay, so I'll just pick it up and tuck it away, slot another crossbow bolt into my hand crossbow, and use a dash cunning action to get back into range.
Okay.
At the end of that, fire off a grave bolt up at the one that we've been piling damage onto.
Sure. Give me your attack roll for the Grave Bolt.
Nice.
That will hit for 19 necrotic damage.
And
This
add
thing is in terrible shape. But he hasn't
to
used
the
the
8 radiant.
crossbow yet.
That's my grave bolt. I'm now following up with the crossbow shot now with my action.
Unfortunately, do you have any inspiration, bardic inspiration? Do you want to do anything with that?
Nope, I don't have any inspiration at the moment.
Okay. Then I gave you regular inspiration earlier, so you should have that.
Oh, okay. If I
But
do, I must admit that then, because
I gave it to you in chat. I didn't say it out loud because other people
Oh,
were
okay,
talking.
that's...
Yeah.
Okay, well, I missed... Yeah, then I'll use my inspiration.
Okay, go ahead and make another roll.
Nice.
That hits.
Do I double the dice from the holy weapon damage as well,
You
or does
do,
that not
yeah.
double?
Right?
Uh-huh.
Yes,
So
you do.
that will be 4d8 of radiant damage.
Yes, that is correct.
And your weapon is magical, so it takes full damage.
It does. It doesn't get the sneak attack damage, obviously, but... oh my gosh. So, describe this thing's sudden demise, Angus.
So having tucked my rapier back into its scabbard and just sort of taken a dash action to run up, just calling up a grave bolt in one hand and firing that off, and then slotting the crossbow bolt in and firing off this glowing crossbow bolt shining with radiant energy. Just going to sort of catch it dead in the eye as it takes both bolts almost simultaneously, this blast of both necrotic and radiant energy, and just sort of go, I am the Angel of Thandra.
Okay, Angus.
And Luna! Luna helped!
helped.
True?
It
Okay,
did.
both of you. Now I gotta do something more impressive. That's gonna be difficult. But
How much damage did I actually do?
Let's see. You did 10 piercing from just base, 10 piercing, and then another 6 piercing, so that's 16 piercing damage, and then the 20 radiant damage, so you did 36 damage to the Vrock, plus the 19 from the Grave Bolt, so that's 40, 50, 55 damage.
Does it take half damage from piercing or non-magical weapons?
Oh, no. It takes the full damage from his piercing because it's a magical attack right now.
Yep, the holy weapon makes it magic.
The holy weapon makes it a magical weapon. So, yeah. So the Vrock's huge, huge body, wings and all, come falling out of the sky and land with a huff, sending up waves of dust and dirt right at your feet, Vaseer. What do you do? Actually, it's Mirth's action.
Yeah, it wouldn't be my turn.
It's
Yeah.
Mirth's action. Sorry, Mirth,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah, I was,
Mirth, Brock, and Sharp Eye, and Luna before me. What are you doing?
I don't know. I was looking at where the Vrock fell, and I just started talking.
I think I should go last, by the way. I got a 9. But that's fine.
what?
Not a 10.
It says you got a 10.
Go to 10 for what? Oh, never mind.
Initiative.
Okay. I'm gonna run in again. And then I'm gonna upcast command at 2nd level. I will use unsettling words on the one Serrani's on top of.
Okay.
And then I will command grovel. And they understand me no matter what. So
Yes, they do. So it needs
DC 17 Wisdom save for the one that Serrani's writing. It's a DC 22.
Okay, well, it would have been an 18, so even minus the... So, yeah, it is going to fail its save, and it will grovel on its
I
next
targeted
turn.
both.
Oh, you targeted both? Okay.
Yeah, I upcast it at 2nd level.
Which one... The one Serrani's on is the one that had the unsettling words, though, right? Uh, 15 and an 18.
Hell yeah.
They will both grovel. So they have to fly down to the ground on their next action. The Vrock that Serrani is on flies down to the ground and goes prone. It begins to grovel. That's its action. Sharp-Eyed? You guys tell me what Sharp-Eye's doing, because...
He would actually... Grovel doesn't go down. They drop prone, which means their speed is 0 and they plummet however high up they are.
Oh, okay. Well, they're both 30 feet up. So, Serrani, make an acrobatics check. And those two are going to take 2d6.
Well, if I roll double digits eventually.
So, they're...
I think it's 3d6 because it's 1d6 per 10 feet, right?
Except for the first 10. So...
Oh, gotcha. Alright, so yeah, they fall to the ground and then end their turn. On their turn.
Yep. Alright. And Serrani, you rolled a 10, so you managed to roll off the back of the Vrock without taking any falling damage. It takes the entire brunt of the damage.
I don't want to roll off of it. I want to just use it as a cushion.
Okay, that's fine too. You are on the prone Vrock. Luna? Oh, I skipped Sharp-Eyed.
Yeah.
They're on the ground, so Sharp-Eyed is gonna grin and go to town with his sabers.
Go for it.
He's gonna charge the one that Serrani's on and attempt to slash it.
Serrani, you hear Sharp-Eyed bellow, "Badass!" and come running with both of his sabers, and also attempt to jump on the Vrock.
That's the third nat 1. He's going nat 1 every single round so far.
Wow. That's...
Offhand,
He misses.
11.
He runs up to the Vrock and he slashes at it with both sabers, and both sabers seem to just deflect off the pelt of this dangerous creature, and he is visibly angry. Luna.
She runs towards this creature, and again she casts Toll the Dead. Oh, do I need to roll?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you your poison damage.
Oh wait, The Vrock was prone. He would have had advantage
On what?
on the Vrock. Yeah, it fell prone.
Oh, yes, Sharp-Eyed would have had advantage. Make 2 more attack rolls.
So
misses.
13. All right, and then second one.
Also a 13.
Nope.
So no hits.
Man, Sharpeye cannot catch a break.
No, usually
Somebody's been
he's-
taking lessons from Genevieve.
You...
Ouch.
Oh,
Ouch.
that's so mean.
Oh god.
All right, and then let's roll a wisdom save for this rock and see how much damage Luna takes. Luna, you take 4 poison damage, and the rock is going to make its wisdom save. 14.
Nope.
All right, roll your damage against it. Which one are you attacking, by the way?
This one.
Okay, understood.
And I need to add radiant damage. How do we roll?
It's \R and then whatever die code you need.
So 13 necrotic and 5 radiant damage.
Alright, so it takes 18 total damage as the sound of Thandra's toll rings through its mind. Vaseer, what are you doing?
Well, run over to the one that's on the ground and start beating the hell out of it.
Yeah, go for it.
That's what I do. That's what I do. Is this...
Make those punches. Luna, you are still poisoned.
Oh, sorry, that's with advantage. Let me try that again. It's still a miss, I think.
That's still going to miss. That one
That's
will
gonna
hit.
hit, though. That one's gonna hit.
That one will hit as well.
And that's
that
crit.
one will critical. Go ahead and give me the damage for all 3 of those attacks. So 10, 18, and then for the crit,
And this would be, let's see, 6 plus 4 plus 1, so 11 plus 7 for another additional 18.
18 damage.
Oh,
Alright.
sorry, no. I'm a dum dum. It wouldn't increase that. It would be 11 plus 2, so 13.
Okay. It is in incredibly poor shape now after that. After that beating it just took from Vaseer. Sarani, you're still on top of it.
Oh, Smarty is going to bonus action gather swarm.
Okay.
Actually, no, I can't do that. What the hell happened? Oh, no, I can't do that. I'm bonus action flame blade. Sorry,
Okay.
because I keep forgetting that both of those are the same.
No problem.
So we will cast flame blade,
Mm-hmm.
and then I will roll to hit it with my newfound weapon here. I have advantage because I'm on top of it.
That hits.
Well, I have to. Sorry, I don't have. Why is flame blade not there? 13.
Okay.
Huh. 13 fire damage to it.
Can you use your extra attack with Flame Blade, or is it like a once per turn spell attack you can make?
No.
No, I get my extra attack, but I don't have an extra
You
attack.
evoke a fiery blade in your free hand. The blade is similar in size and shape to a scimitar, and it lasts for the duration.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you let go of the blade, it disappears, but you can evoke...
It is a once per turn thing.
Yeah. The flaming blade sheds light. You can use your action to make a melee spell attack with the fiery blade. So it is a single hit. It is a single attack. It does not use. It's not
Yeah.
like a normal attack. It is just a
No.
spell attack. So,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't get 2 attacks around yet anyway.
That's true. It perishes. Would you like to describe how this happens as you hit it with the flame blade?
Sure. So Sharpeye comes up and kind of whiffs a couple times. Luna's radiant damage kind of bursts off of it as we hear that melodious tone. Vaseer runs up and just starts pummeling the crap out of this thing. And just as Vaseer lands his last blow, Sarani enters his fiery blade and jabs it right through the back of its spine. and then he's going to leap onto the other one because it's prone.
All right, awesome. The last of the rocks, this is the action where it would fall prone. So, Angus, it is your action.
Takes 7 damage
Okay.
from the fall. Oh, and it does get to make the intelligence saving throw again.
Okay.
But I mean, everything is just us at this point, so I'll just drop the spell.
Okay, you just dropped the spell.
Yeah, it has no friends left.
I'm just going to load another crossbow bolt into the hand crossbow and take aim. Aiming low, so I'm not going to be at risk of hitting Sarani. And just try to hit this thing for as much as I can.
Yeah, I wouldn't be on it because it fell after my turn, so I jumped off to where it would land, so I'm standing next to
Would
it.
you still be within 5 feet of it, though? So I
Yeah.
get sneak attack.
Yes, yes. Woohoo! Thanks, Nat.
Thanks for the raid, Nat. Hey, Izzy. Thanks for the follow, Eldritch Highlight? I think that's how you say that. Thank you for coming on in and giving us some follows and raids. That's awesome. And let's see. The crossbow, the crossbow attack goes wide over the form of the creature.
Doesn't he get a +2?
For
Well, he's not flanking;
no,
it's a ranged
flanking
attack.
is melee, and it's a ranged attack. And not only that, but it's prone, so technically he would have disadvantage to hit it.
Oh, that's a good point. I completely forgot that. In that case, I will just move towards it and I have my bonus action, don't I? So yeah, I guess I'll just use my bonus action to dash and just sort of be flanking around the outside, sort of try to avoid grouping up in case it tries doing any of its AoE attacks,
Okay.
and just get ready for the turn.
Okay. Sounds good. Mirth.
All right, Honesty is going to come thundering by about like 15 feet away from it, and as it passes, Mirth dismounts into a roll somersaults up next to the rock where he will try to stab it.
Go for it.
He sheaths his blade in booming energy and will stab it.
Go for it. It hits.
Okay, that's hit anyway. I'm gonna crit fish. Nope. So 4, and then it takes so six damage, and it is sheathed in a million little dancing, pulsing snowflakes that look ready to go boom.
Awesome.
And then I will use my bonus action to Misty Step back onto my galloping horse as it runs by.
Of course. Make a animal handling check as you Misty Step over it, so that you can land well on the saddle, and you do.
Yeah.
What's Sharp-Eyed doing? Go ahead and tell me what Sharp-Eye's doing.
He's gonna help us gang pile on this thing. He's gonna jump up on it. He can. Let's see. Actually, so Angus is next to it. Vaseer is next to it. Sarani is next to it.
It's surrounded. It gets the plus. He gets the +5 to his attack rolls.
Very cool. Wow. That's 4 in a row. But it is with advantage.
Yeah.
There we
That's
go.
gonna hit.
18.
Yeah.
Offhand. 10 advantage. 27 and 23.
Yeah, both hit.
So I'll roll this is all the weapon damage. I'll roll this separately, so we don't have to do the whole.
He makes 2 attacks and then 1 attack. Is that how he? No, he's not 4th level still, right? So.
Yeah, he's still 4th level. So 8 damage from the weapons, and then the hunter's mark is magical for. Oh wow. So 19.
Is he getting 2d6 damage for Hunter's Mark?
Well, because it's 1 on each hit.
If he hits
Yes,
2
you're
times
right.
with it, then
You're
yeah.
right. Okay. Luna, everybody's piling on this beast. What are you doing?
If I look at the sensei, is he hurt? Is he okay? How does he look?
He seems fine. He has been dancing in and out of cover and moving out of the range of these these creatures, and he is going to be making some attacks on Vaseer's action. So he seems okay.
Okay, so she runs towards the creature. For flavor, she kicks its head and stands on top of it and casts again Toll the Dead.
Okay. It is going to make its wisdom saving throw.
Like, put both of her hands right in front of its head.
It fails its save, and you run up. As you kick its head and put both of your hands onto it, the radiant and necrotic energy of Thandra's dirge does what? 16 damage? 19 total damage to the creature. It cries out in pain as it is bloodied by that blow.
And the damage for the poison.
Yes, roll the damage for the poison.
Wow, you cannot.
You are still poisoned, and you take 8 poison damage.
That's bad.
Vaseer, tell me what you're doing.
Vaseer's going to go ahead and call out to Sensei Smith and see if he can't do some sort of synchronicity on this one. As he's going to kind of go to one side of the rock and do 2 solid punches straight into its face before leaping up, doing a flip, and like stomping both of his feet down onto its back the best that he can. At least that's his goal. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do those.
Tell me about Sensei Smith.
Well, he's an open hand monk, so he's very used to disabling people.
Okay.
Generally, he's just as flashy as your average monk, but he is considered among the not quite as talented senseis. But even then, he's still a sensei. So.
Well, he missed on one attack. Actually, he hit with both attacks, and the first attack is a critical. So why don't you tell me about how your blows strike together while you roll your damage for those 4 hits you made.
He comes out with me, and he hits... We both kind of like simultaneously hit the sides of this thing's head at the same time with 2 blows. And then when I jump and do a flip and like land both of my feet on its spine on the backside, he jumps, does a flip, and lands both of his feet kind of like on the thing's neck. So that's like 19, 27, 35 damage for me.
Okay. As you land these series of blows against the creature, it is brought down by the pair of monks and their coordinated strikes. When they both punch the creature's head simultaneously from either side, you watch as the beak cracks and breaks, and you just know that from that moment on, things are going downhill for this creature. You stand atop it, Vaseer, and look down, and Luna is still suffering the effects of the sporous cloud that has poisoned her, and you have a moment of silence, quiet, for just a moment before, it's a calm in the midst of the storm.
Sensei Smith, where is everybody?
Some are at the library, some still in the monastery. I don't know when the attack started, but it's everywhere.
Great.
Sarani's going to use his flame blade to decapitate all 3 of them in
Okay.
quick succession. Not even like making sure it's a clean cut. He's just running by and just on his way to the nearest building that looks like it's got people in it or things.
Master Yarnatal should be tending to any sort of wounded. Is he around, or is he indisposed?
He is indisposed. It's almost as if they knew he would be.
Great. Okay. Luna, are you okay?
Luna, you are muted if you are responding.
She says, "I'll be." She tells you that she'll be fine.
Okay. I'm gonna head up to the top and see if there's anything there. All of you guys would probably do well to see if there's anybody else that needs any help here, or make sure that the bottom floor is cleared out. This is chaos. And
She hits you on your shoulder and tells you that she's going with you. We're not to separate again. There's a lot of these. We're getting quite a lot of creatures.
I understand, Luna, but unless you can fly, I don't think you can keep up with me.
Angus just looks across to Vaseer, winks, meet you at the top, and runs straight towards the building, using his slip as a spider climb to just start running directly up the tower.
Yeah, which is exactly what the Vaseer's gonna do.
And Luna clicks her boots and she follows Angus.
Serani runs. Serani,
She can't get up the walls though. She can't go up.
She's fast, but she's not gonna be able to go up vertical surfaces.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate.
Oh wait, there are vertical surfaces.
Yeah, they're running up the side of the tower to the top.
yeah. As they do that, as they both head that way, Serani sprints to the edge, leaps as high as he can, letting go of the blade so it disappears for a moment. Shape changes into a spider and just chases them up the side of the building.
So I imagine Luna standing there. How the hell am I gonna go in there?
I just love how much Luna's been like,
a
nice
slap
of you
on
to
the back.
finally get here, and then we've just abandoned her again.
Mirth gives her a slap on the back as he charges by on his horse, and then Misty steps up a few floors.
That's
Make Serani grab her and put her on the back of the horse, Mirth.
I just have this mental image of Luna looking down at the boots of speed and being like, I really thought these would help more than they.
DM, is there a door I can use?
Yeah, there's absolutely a door. And
Stairs.
as you enter,
Stairs, doors, ladder, anything.
as
So
you're,
now I'm just picturing this action sequence where we're all like running vertically up buildings. Serani's a spider, Mirth's like teleporting all over, and then just cut to Luna in a lift, just doing the da 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 da. She's just like dabbing her foot, like, come on.
all right. Everybody doesn't have inspiration gets inspiration. You all have inspiration points. And Luna, so they're running up the side of the building. Or teleporting up the side of the building, and there are a few more of these rocks kind of flying around the buildings. You can hear sounds of battle coming from within the halls of both the hospital and the library. And you can hear sounds of battle coming from within this tower. Luna, you burst through the front doors of the monastery, and as soon as you burst in, you see demonic creatures in hand-to-hand combat with the students of the Way of the Open Mind. There is a battle raging over every inch of this building.
Sharp Eye's with her, because Sharp
Yes.
Eye can't fly either.
Sharp-Eyed comes running in behind you
So,
and steps up
Funny
next
thing
to you.
about that. Funny thing, Sharp-Eyed has Canny, which means he has a climb speed.
Oh, he does.
So he
So
will
back to
he
the-
will
back to
he
the-
will he will scuttle up the wall, digging his claws in as he
Back to
rushes
the-
past Ronnie.
It's just you and me, Sharp-eyed. Turns, he's already gone.
That's not faster than me.
Luna, as you look around the whole hall and out into the courtyard of the tower, is a raging battle.
So if I'm gonna head to the rest of the guys, is there like a clear path?
There are stairs going up, I believe, that can send you up through the tower to where they're going. As all of you climb up, tell me, Vaseer, Sensei Morrison, where does he reside within? Where is his level of the tower.
So normally Sensei Morrison's responsibility is he has a place on the 9th floor with all the other masters and senseis of the tower. But his main responsibility is making sure that all of his particular students of the Astral Self ones are going around and making sure that everybody else is doing their jobs, while he himself has a particular job as the Grandmaster of tending to the bonfire at the top of the tower.
Okay. Luna, you begin running up these steps, and there are creatures fighting on every level of this monastery as you do. In the meantime, the rest of you are climbing up the outside of this tower. You push your way through, Luna, just trying to catch up to your companions, and every once in a while you have to stop and send a wave of radiant energy towards a minor demon of some kind, a quasit or a just some kind of horrifying creature, and you can like see her rushing up steps and casting Toll the Dead, and like a quasit's head explodes and like falls off the side of the stairs and tumbles into the foray below as she pushes up, and all of you climb steadily as creatures like fly at you, and every once in a while, Vaseer, you have to strike out with either a dart or or a unarmed strike to prevent one from trying to like tackle you or pull you off the side of the wall.
Just in the midst of running up, I just kind of like kick off the wall and then like double kicks into the chest of a rock before going back up the wall.
Angus's weapon is still magical, by the way.
Yeah,
for now.
so I'm just keeping pace beside Vaseer, running vertically outside of the wall, and just loading shots and firing these radiant bolts at any of the imps and posits that are floating around, just trying to pick them off so that they're not going to be hurting anybody.
I would like to change my form. Because it's more in tune with what Sarani would be doing. It's a swarm of spiders instead of an individual spider. They have the same CR.
Yeah.
It's a 1/2.
Okay.
If that's okay with you.
Yeah, that is fine. You can do that.
There's a pile of these spiders just climbing up, along with my fey insects that are swarming around me and my necrotic spores. Just this big bundle of... It looks like the old school Sleeping Doom spell that's just rushing up the side of this thing, and every now and then one of the spiders.
It's like every tropical jungle disease condensed into a 5-foot area.
Yeah. Like Vaseer is doing his kicks, and Sharp Eye's busy, like, taking his tail and swatting at one of them, and you see a bunch of bugs just like shoot off 5 feet and snap onto one as Vaseer kicks it. It's just like this big running battle up the side of the...
Exactly.
Do these creatures have weapons, or they're just...
They are mostly attacking with claws, biting, gnashing, or strange poisons, and similar to the Rock, right? These are just hideous creatures.
Do I recognize where might they come from, or...
They are abyssal creatures. These are demons.
Be on the map again. I'm going to try out a new feature. Foundry.
As you reach the top, fighting your way through these monstrosities, Vaseer, being the first to move up the side of the tower, you arrive first. Mirth, it will take you 2 more castings of Misty Step to get to the top of the tower. Are you going to do that?
I'll kind of break into the stair shaft a couple of levels above Luna and kind of wave down at her as I continue.
Okay.
He just wanted to get past like the main melee happening in the antechamber.
Absolutely.
What makes you think you're faster? I mean, no.
He's dashing and cool.
His first action was to ride up on his horse, Misty step up, break into a window, and dash another 60 feet.
I forgot the horse. That's
Yeah.
I got a solid lead thanks to the horse.
He does. Yeah, unfortunately.
I mean, I'll get there eventually.
You will. Vaseer, you break
Also,
the
would we
plane.
still have the Long Strider effect that Sarani cast on us, or would that have worn off?
Yes, you do.
Last an hour.
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah.
Vaseer, you break the plane of the top of the tower and come jumping. You rush up the side and flip up and land on your feet onto the top of the tower where the great bonfire is. And you see in the silhouetted light of the great bonfire Sensei Morrison fighting on his own against a many-armed demon of some kind. I will show the picture once everybody arrives at the top. Angus,
Shit.
you run up following him. Your boots of spider climb, making it so that you turn onto the top of the tower, similar to turning a corner, and just run up onto the tower next to him.
Angus just crosses his arms over his chest and just sort of raises up like Dracula.
And Sarani, you reach the top of the tower as well. At the same time, Mirth bursts through the doors that would lead to the top of the tower. And shortly after, Sarani, sharp-eyed, claws his way up and leaps up to the top, drawing both of his blades. And you see there Sensei Morrison fighting on his own this creature.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Oh. Oh, man.
And
Oh, it's a half lady person.
not only is he not fighting it on his own, but he is holding his own against it. As it levels multiple attacks against him with blinding speed, he seems able to dip and dodge each one. His astral form, a fully realized self, continues to deflect the blows from her blade. I do not want to start this combat right now, so I think we are going to cut the stream a little short. I have some personal things to attend to today, unfortunately, which is why we started early. So, as Luna, you reach the top of the stairs, huffing and puffing and bursting through the door. You see your companions gathered around while this astral visage fights this demonic creature before the bonfire. And we will.
Luna, did Felix say whether Inyoka was hot?
I imagine when she arrives, she's like, I'm here. I didn't quite catch that.
By Angus. God. And I guess we'll end it on that note. As he shouts that towards Luna, both Sensei Morrison and the thing he's fighting stop what they're doing to both give a look at Angus as he asks that question. As he shouts that question from across the rooftop. And we're going to do some quick affirmations. We like to do this every time. I would still like to be able to do this. So, Alex, go ahead. Tell me your favorite Vaseer moment. We'll have the rest of the group come in and say what their favorite Vaseer moments were. I know it was a shorter session, but there's still some awesome times. If you are in the chat and you were hanging out here, please feel free to jump in with any favorite moments that you may have had. We just ask that if you give one for one player, you try to do it for each. Alex, go ahead.
There was one moment that I wanted to have that I didn't get the chance to have because Mirth grounded both of the rocks. where I wanted because after Angus did the like massive 50 damage attack with his bow, I wanted to run up a wall and then kick like while hitting 2 darts towards one of the rocks, kick off of it and just like Hurricane Rana the rock to the ground. That's what I wanted to do, but I didn't get a chance to do that. So I guess I'll go with something that actually ended up happening, which is just, I just really like being able to reconnect with something from his backstory in general. Seeing the town all the way that it was, and Vaseer being kind of upset about that, and going to converse with the druid, and thanking him, of course, for the healing potions that I had at the start of the game.
Yep.
Which was a nice way to tie that in.
Yeah, it was really nice. Any other favorite Vaseer moments from the crowd?
I just really like that you can tell how much thought Alex has put into the monastery and these senseis, the students, everybody who's there. The fact that he's just had this moment with Sensei Smith where it's like, okay, coordinated attack, and they just both know what they're doing and like move in like perfect harmony and just like finish off the last rock. I just thought that was a really cool moment. I could just picture it in my head.
By the way, that's the only cool thing Sensei Smith has ever done in his life.
Ever done. It's the only cool thing that Sensei Smith has ever done. He's pretty stoked about it.
He just happened to roll he missed with those darts in the first attack. Like, the only thing he did was hand you darts, but then he rolled a critical hit. So it's like, well, alright, he's doing something cool. Yeah, I was kind of surprised, but also enjoyed that it's like, hey, Luna, you okay? Good? Alright, goodbye. I thought that there would be a more heartfelt greeting between the two, but, nope.
Nope.
The unfortunate, the place is still under attack, so we don't have time for that.
Yeah, yep.
I actually was impressed by Vaseer's introduction of the party to the druid, where he just was like, this is Angus, he's got dead people in his head. This is Mirth, he's got a lot of stuff. This is Sarani, he's Sarani. And it's like, this is our lizard folk. It's just out of hand. Just like, here we are. This is all.
From the druid's perspective, where he's just like,
you're gonna get
this dude who's just like passing by, and he just like came in, they did a little bit of trading for a little bit, maybe conversed for a moment before he left, and then like 2 months later he comes back and he's got this like eclectic group of what the hell's going on, and he's just like, oh yeah, these are just guys I met.
Just casually mentioning offhand as well that we just killed Nableth.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. Can't be harder than an aboleth.
Yeah.
Luna didn't get a lot of screen time today, but any moments where you enjoyed that you enjoyed?
Everybody running. The moment when everybody ran off and she was like, "Oh, this is bad." I mean, some teleport, some transforms, some jump on walls, and she's like, "Where's the door?"
Yeah. Maybe it's just an explanation as to why her initiative in the next combat will be so low, is just because she had to run up all the stairs. But watch you roll a nat 20 on
a nat 20.
Exactly. The boots are very good for speed, but they don't have any vertical mobility, so she's still stuck like climbing whatever she has to climb.
Oh my god. It was so funny that everybody else had a solution, and Luna was just like... it'll be really funny if she gets up to the top of the stairs and Mirth is just like, "You're late."
Again.
Thank you for giving him ideas.
I love giving him ideas.
I just loved the mental image of Vaseer is probably 5 seconds ahead of everybody, 6 seconds ahead of everybody. So Vaseer runs up and goes, shoot, right, and does that monk pose, and then Angus comes up and is like, and then this swarm of spiders crawls, this big giant swarm of spiders, and muck and shit, climb over the edge on the other side, and then this wizard folk is like drawing two swords, and this poor demon's like, yeah, I was doing pretty good against him. Oh, but there's another monk, and a dead guy, and just a swarm of spiders, and then some tiefling on a horse, and a wizard guy, and then
I'm sorry, I'm just thinking we're all making these badass entrances, and then Luna shows up, and she's just like really out of breath, like there's a lot of stairs.
I'm so sorely tempted to just cast suggestion and make her run all the way back down.
Oh, that's awful. That's rude. Favorite Luna? Any other favorite Luna moments today?
I like the fact that she was not afraid. Like, I think it shows good character development from Nor about her not having her weapon and her shield with her, because she would, Luna would run over to assist somebody without thinking to grab her other stuff.
Right.
Right. That Thondra will protect her, and she'll just get on with what she needs to get on with.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That's. I think that's because I think Luna before saving her village in the fight with the Aboleth was a little tentative about being, that close to combat without that kind of protection, and now she's kind of coming into her own where she's like, yeah, I got this. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. I appreciated the "you're late" comments that you made to everybody. I really enjoyed that.
I really like that was worded at Angus specifically, because it plays really nicely off of a lot of Angus's anxieties from last week about has Luna abandoned us? Is it because of what I did? Is she mad at me? And when they've finally reunited in the sense of all this hectic moment, Luna's just like, "You're late. Here, I'll bless your weapon for you."
I thought it was a play on words. I thought it was a play on words of "you're late," as in you're dead, and Angus is very dead. But that works too.
But I just think it's a really neat moment in terms of Angus is very much trying to be this persona that he's sort of fallen into of "I am the angel of Thondra," but that Luna already is a cleric of Thondra, and so to some degree it's also like I'm trying to earn Luna's approval as much as I'm also trying to live up to the ideals of our god that we both follow. So
that moment when Luna gives you a magic weapon and you're like, "I'm the angel of Thondra," and there's her too.
Yeah. Because Vaseer was just like, "Good job, Angus," and I'm like, Luna helped a lot.
She busts it. It does explosive rainy damage. Did you see that? It was great. All her, mostly her, actually.
It's just like, "You got this." Things like, "Well, yeah, I mean, I pulled the trigger, but all that extra stuff was kind of like Luna, and just I don't want to be like."
I'm just really sorry I didn't get a chance to use the bonus action where you can make it do a blast of radiant energy, because I can just do He-Man with "I have the power!"
It lasts an hour, so I think...
I think you'll be able to use it.
Well, the spell ends as soon as you use that special explosion thing.
Yeah, so finding an opportune moment to use it.
Yeah.
You could do like a jumping ground slam and then explode as you hit the floor.
Or when the 16 Vrox try to attack us because we're fighting the big bad.
Oh, God.
You did skip over everything that was going on just to get up to the top of the tower.
Yeah,
it'll be fine.
I wasn't going to leave Sensei Morrison to deal with whatever he was dealing with, because, if he's not, annihilating these lesser demons in here, that means he's dealing with something really serious.
Uh-huh.
This is a monastery full of monks who are, level 1 to 3 students, the same way that, Vaseer was when we first met him.
Yep.
So they're all just dead. There's nothing you can do.
Mark did say there were
too.
a bunch of closets and stuff.
Listen, I've got a list of other senseis that are all available for this. First floor's got Sensei Harryto, okay? And we can't deny the drunken master halfling monk who is going to basically be leading that whole charge. I've got plenty. Don't even worry about it.
Genuinely, if you want anybody leading an evacuation to get the kids who aren't old enough to be involved in the fighting to safety, you want it to be the drunken master, because that's their whole shtick. It's being able to land a blow and then move.
Yep.
Duck and weave.
Also, what the fuck is Master Crow up to? He's in charge of security. He's got to be pissed.
Murph?
You had only one job.
We got any mirth moments, Kim? Favorite mirth moment? Go ahead.
I mean,
Command is your favorite spell. We know.
Command is the best spell, dude. Like this, it's so fun. I'm just loving. He's such a fun character to play, both because of what he can do, like how he approaches stuff. It's so nice to have all of this stuff that I can just do for every situation. You know, teleports, commands, control, sending, tongues, stuns, heat metal. Like it's just such a versatile and fun character, and I think it really plays well with the theme of him just like collecting a little bit of everything from everything he can find, and just piecing all of this magic together.
And just Swiss Army knife for the party. Right.
Also, having a passive 23 perception is 23 Arcana and History are very fun.
Yeah.
I loved him just like riding on his horse towards the door and then crashing through a window and then just like moving, teleporting. Because like I just get this image of Nightcrawler in my head from X-Men. This is the image I have in my head, and it just works so well considering he's a tiefling, so he looks like a devil. So it just makes so much sense.
I liked him grabbing Sarani. He's like, "Come on, we gotta go fight," and he's like, "All right, get off, bye."
that was my job. I'm like a dropship. He's fast, so I'll get you there and I'll get away.
He's like, "Okay, sure."
I loved the moment where Mirth like got close enough to make an attack and then teleported 30 feet away back onto his mount. Like, see you later, I'm done.
I love that
cool.
Mirth is becoming very much our information gatherer, our researcher, that he's getting a lot of spells, things like Contact Other Plane last session, and then this session we're like, okay, we think that there's something supernatural going on here, and so it's like, okay, we have two druids, we have Wolfa, we have Surani, they're both like using the magic that they have to get in tune with nature, and Mirth's like, yeah, I have commune with nature, screw it, I'll do it, let me do it.
Yeah, ritual caster, and then Book of Ancient Secrets later on was a really great pick. I'm very happy.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it makes a lot of sense for the character. All right, tell me about it, David. Favorite Angus moment?
Sorry guys, I have to go at 8:50. So I will head out now. Great session, all.
Okay.
I look forward to beating up Snake Lady next week.
Take care of yourself.
See ya.
Thank you
Have a
guys.
good night.
The Marilith fight's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Generally, I just really liked that moment of like
shield. Oh shit.
we sort of had this quiet moment of the fight, and Vaseer's just like checking in with Sensei Smith about like, okay, I'm gonna head up to the top, and he's just like, but I can beat you there.
I bet you can't. I got monk speed.
Everybody else, favorite Angus moments?
I mentioned earlier I'm the angel of Sandra.
Yes.
That was
Yeah,
cool.
definitely. I love whenever he gets a chance to say a nice one-liner. He doesn't waste an opportunity.
I like the explanation to Sarani about, yes, you're a druid, but this guy lives here. You don't. It was very matter of fact, not like Angus's normal explanations to Sarani. Like, he was being very, curt. Like, okay, yeah, I got to explain it to Sarani so I don't hurt his feelings, but we don't have time for this. Like, that was very, Angus, not Angus. Where, the Angus is always trying to, move things around a bit. This was, all right, we need an answer, we need it now. Quit screwing around, Sarani. Which I think goes back to him trying to make sure that when we get back to Luna, he can say, look, this is how I kept them together, and this is, he can show Luna that he's, got that, ability to keep us from, screwing up too badly.
For me, my favorite Angus moment actually was very early in the session when he tied in the the moments from his appearance on the dance and informed the party of the letter, and talked about like the now the Fey Queen involved. I thought that was great. It was very Angus the way that he explained what happened.
Well, again, that's been the entire thing. It's been like, ever since he woke up to this possibility, it's just been him consistently talking to anybody who'll listen, going like, none of this makes any sense. It's so confusing.
Rick, favorite Sarani moment?
While I wish it had gone better, the teleport onto the Brock.
Yes, that was fun.
Again, I wish it had gone better, but the dice seem to hate me today, so we'll see if the other fight goes better.
It's just one of those days, man. Just one of those days.
I mean, I failed every save today, so
Yeah.
you did.
That gets frustrating.
You're technically still poisoned, aren't you?
Yeah.
It lasts for a minute, so.
Oh, it does it last for a minute, the ability? I'll have...
Yeah.
So, yeah, then no, you're not technically still poisoned anymore. You just climbed 10 floors of stairs.
Yeah.
We made it a cinematic sequence, you guys running up the side of the building and stuff like that, but still, 10 floors of stairs is not...
Inconsequential.
Yeah. I really enjoyed you tying down Angus while he turned into the hobgoblin.
Yeah.
It was a good description and very nice image, like mental image of what that looked like.
I can imagine what kind of conversation is gonna happen soon between Luna and the whole party about basically everything.
Yeah, that's. I'm just kind of glad that I saw on stream you pulling up a couple of monsters. You know, like scrolling through the monsters. I'm like, and I saw you stop on that S monster a couple of times. And I'm like, ooh, I don't want to see that. Pick anything other than that, because I don't know that this party can take that. To be honest, that's bad. That creature's bad.
Just want to say how thematically perfect it is to have a Merilith go up against an astral self-mastered monk, because both of them are going to have a bajillion attacks. she's got 6 arms, he's got 6 arms. It's so perfect.
That one, yes, that one, Mark.
I know.
That one.
A smaller little moment that I really did
I got
quite
that
like.
card too, by the way.
We were discussing the possibilities of how the drought might have come about, and Vaseer sort of raised the idea of like maybe the Halrian desert is sort of spreading its influence over the mountains, and Sarani was just like, "What's a desert?" And the way that Vaseer sort of explained it, it's just like, "Oh, you would hate it."
Yeah.
Dry, it's terrible.
Yeah.
You would like it there.
I mean, he was right.
Oh, he's totally right. So Anya will take one look at the desert and goes, "Yeah, I'll catch you guys later." Like, there's no place for me to hide in the you know.
There's no way to root yourself. It's all sand.
Yeah, it's not. There's not any shade. There's no water. That's like, if you want to know what Sarani's hell looks like, it's a desert. Like, I am not a cactus. That is not something I can. Oh, I loved the whole thing. Like, today was really good. I always enjoy your NPCs, of course. I think that we'll get to see a lot more of them once this fight is over, and I'm looking forward to meeting the different individuals here in the monastery and finding out what the hell is going on.
Yeah, I have about a 30-page Bible on this monastery that I have to study between now and next week. So I'll hopefully I'll have a good idea of the NPCs by then.
Hopefully. I don't expect you to get through all of it. I made a lot of stuff. I can't even. Yeah.
Can we get a
This-
guesstimate
like
on
what
how many
Theo said
pages your new
in
Oath of the
chat.
Paladin is going to end up being?
Well,
Somebody check what Theo said in chat.
Sarani can always turn himself into a camel if he needs to go in the desert. This is true. I don't have a full-on estimate on how long that journal's going to be, but I will say that I'm 18 out of 40 like official races down, and it seems like I'm currently at about 20 pages. So,
Dio, the problem, Dio, is I would have to see a camel twice before I can turn into one. So somebody would have to buy a camel. We would have to get a camel from the dwarves at the edge there at Dragonguard Keep before I could do that.
Picture books.
Pictures don't count, unfortunately. Not as rules as written or as intended.
Any DM moments, guys, that you enjoyed today?
well, like I said, I love the idea of a Merilith fighting against like a mastered natural self monk. It's just too perfect of an aesthetic.
The idea that we're kind of late on fighting Warriga since the spore has spread to this location.
Oh, the spores haven't. This is just other stuff going on now.
Yeah, we
Maybe,
don't know for sure. Sarani sent some fungus, and we had the idea that might be some of hers, or it could just be regular fungus. We're still
maybe.
trying to
Which is why I wanted to go look.
But we didn't know, and we had stuff to do. Plus, if we waited too much longer, everyone was probably going to die. So, you know.
Wow.
Oh, I just
really-
want to say that when Luna arrived at this location, she was on horseback. So when she saw that master under attack, so she jumped. She quickly tied her horse and went straight ahead to help him. That's why she didn't have her at least a shield.
Right. Yeah.
No, I said that's what I said. I said I really enjoyed that. And like I said, I think this was a good session for being short. As always, I don't have anything bad to say about your DMing. Like,
Well, thank you.
It is what it is at this point. You're gonna have to start bringing out some bigger chaps to impress me now.
Oh, I see.
You set the bar so high that now it's just like, yeah, it's a Mark's game. It's fine.
Well,
I'm just kidding. Give me a hard time. No, you always do a great job with making sure that the story flows, and anytime we have a stop in what you have planned, it doesn't feel pushed at all.
Good.
I really liked Wolf of the Druid, and just that moment where Sarani was like, "You need to eat here. I'll cast Goodberry for you," and that he was so frazzled and fried from having been trying so hard to help fix the drought with his magic. That he was like, "Can't believe I didn't even think of that." Because it's like exactly the sort of thing that you do when you're exhausted, where it's like, "Oh, I overlooked the really obvious thing I could have done."
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not so sure that Sarani showing up here. You are not making it easy for Sarani not to stay in full on Hulk mode.
I know. I want that to be a moral issue for Sarani. I think that's a good arc.
I can't be a paladin because my charisma sucks, but I can be a monk. Maybe there's a monk here that can help Sarani.
Not be angry.
Yeah. I mean,
Sarani has to control his wrath.
Yeah. Because otherwise it's barbarian all the way.
All right, guys.
Because that won't go badly, right?
I have to get out of here, so we will say goodnight to all of you in the chat. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out. There's a bunch of people. Thank you again for the raid, Nat, and thanks for the follows. We got a bunch of follows today. That's awesome. We will be... I'll be back DMing tomorrow at 1 Eastern Time for Help Wanted. We're going to find out what happens with Wilhelmina's parents as they infiltrate the Hobgoblin war camp, where the entire army of Hobgoblin warriors and Goblinoids have staked out a place only hours from Ridgefort, the town that they originated from. So we'll deal with that tomorrow at 1. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. We have the Dance Macabre, and they are going to be getting another interesting visitor. Since Mab showed up last week, we'll see who that is tomorrow night at 7. So come check that out right here. Tonight, I believe David is tonight going to be the first The first
Yep.
one.
So tonight's going to be the first of the, we're calling it Nights After Dark. Just a roundup stream of the events that have gone over the week, because this is going to be the pilot episode. We're just going to try to give a summary of each of the campaigns, just a sort of overview of everything that's happened up to the present, and then we can fill in like more specific details as they become relevant in the rest of the weekly summaries that we're going to be doing going forward. So
Awesome.
it's just to try to help a lot of new people who are finding the stream, haven't been here since the beginning, especially because we're starting to see some overlap between the streams, and not everybody can obviously watch each stream, so
Absolutely.
it helps to fill in your knowledge of streams that you might watch.
At what time will you stream it?
That would be at 7 Eastern Time tonight.
Oh, okay.
Fairly late.
It is fairly late, but you can always catch the VOD.
Yep.
What are you saying? Lundy? Go ahead.
Oh, I'm just wondering, like, where is that going to be streamed then?
Right here.
Oh, it's gonna be on this channel.
It's going to be on this channel right here tonight, 7 p.m. Alex, Rick, you want to each talk about what you have going on your channels real quick before we head out?
Sure. So, like was said a couple times already, I'm going to be doing the 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. slots this Friday for the charity event that we're running. It's going to be a couple one-shots. I got a bunch of players that are ready to go as far as that's concerned. I've got to message them some stuff today to get everybody like good to go on that. But that's going to be loads of fun. And yeah, I also stream game prep every Monday and Thursday for the games that I do at 7 p.m. those days. If you want to know most of my information, it's on my Twitch channel. And I'm making a fun little lore book for everybody that I won't discuss the entire nature of, but it's a fun one. I can say that for sure. And I'm doing that on my off days right now when I do stream. So if you want to see what that's all about, feel free to drop by.
Yeah, like has been mentioned, I am at the this weekend, Friday night. I will be at the 10 p.m. Eastern to 1 a.m. Eastern time, and then the 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern time Saturday morning with 2 one-shots. I still need some players, and they'll still need to fill in some spots. So if you're interested and are available at those times, they're both one-shots. Join us Sunday for the History of Oregon that takes place in What Lies Ahead, where you get to see David, Alex, and even Mark play characters in my campaign that starts at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And we are also going to be having several more streams be added as soon as I get everything finalized. We're going to have some more map making, because apparently I need to make an entire monastery.
I think we just need the top floor of the monastery now.
Just the top floor for now?
For
okay.
now.
For now.
For now.
For now.
7th floor already. I don't know.
Yeah, a couple of grapple. I'll do a base and then a top floor. It'll be fine.
Alex, go ahead and send him a description of the top floor of the monastery.
I'll give him the outline of what everything's supposed to look like, and he can do what he wants.
Also, I have been starting to figure out how to get Call of Duty to stream on the Xbox. So we streamed a little bit of that yesterday. Cool. I'll be streaming more of that. Dave said he's going to join me, so if you want to join with me playing Call of Duty in Warzone, send me a message on our Discord, and we'll get to that. And then we're going to be playing some other games. I think my next game will be tomorrow afternoon, where I will be playing the continuation of my BattleTech Mech Warrior campaign playthrough on Super Hard.
Cool, awesome. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for following. I do have a raid queued up, so we'll go to the stream ending screen and send you guys over to harass Lord Nikto. So hang out for that. We'll see you next time.
Just 158. Right, you're talking.